Okay. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Ooh, nice and sunny out today. Okay. How did we do this last time? Hello, hello. That Richard?
Hi there.
How are you?
Not too bad.
Evening.
I like your TV with the beach and the sea.
You betcha.
That is really good.
You're looking out my window.
Yes.
Very good.
Hi guys, how are you?
All right.
I got sunshine coming through the blinds here. So
how are things now back your way?
So far, so good. There should be others coming on soon. So I'm just kind of testing things and playing around with the Zoom thing to make sure I can work things properly. So as everybody comes on board. So yeah, it's looking good. Looking good. You guys are looking well.
You're looking good. I like your shirt to go with that.
Got to put the shirt on. Come on, got to put the shirt on. Oh, here we got Lyle's coming on. So we'll be seeing a few others. There we go. Hello. Hey guys.
How are you?
Good, thank you. Oh, the whole family's there. Look at this.
Yeah. Hey, Cheryl, Richard. You
All right.
Terrific. You guys look great.
Yes.
Fantastic. Look at the little pasty pail. Oh, that's right. You're missing the sun. I forget.
So it's pouring the rain.
Yeah, I have to get my boy down from his game machine.
Right. Oh yeah. Okay. Understandable. Understandable. Hi, Sharina. How are you? You muted? You with me? How is she doing? There we go. We see you, Sharina. Okay. One moment. Sounds good. So how's everybody in Wales and St Albans?
We're all good, thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
And yourself? How are you?
I'm doing good. Doing good. And yeah, we my young lady and I, we came back. Him and I, we came back from BC, from British Columbia. We went out to White Rock, beautiful place along the coast. Not quite like this behind me, but it's kind of nice out there. It's got a beautiful pier and just nice ocean and a beautiful like a seaside resort, if you want to call it that. So we went out there for a week, drove out there. Longest 12-hour drive ever, but we got there. So it was good. It was good. I've been talking to Georgette, Donald, Aisha. Should be seeing them on pretty soon. Hopefully that they'll come on board. I'm hoping to try and get Sasha. My brother Abdul sends his apologies. He's away this weekend on business, so unfortunately he's not able to join us. And so we might see Yasmin, my sister. Who else I'm looking at? Carmen, her sister. Aisha, I think she said she was invited a few other people on board as well, so we might see them as well. What else was there?
BB? What about BB in
yeah, well, I sent a personal message to Sue and see if she's able to. It is 1 o'clock Sunday morning right there right now, so I don't know if she is the party animal that we think she is. She might still be up, so I'm hoping maybe we can get a chance to see her. The idea of doing this reunion is, I don't know if any of you have managed to put pictures up on your computer or so, but you could share the screen. If you've ever used Zoom before, they have a little green button when you're on the screen and you can share the screen. I'll do an example here. I'll just share my screen that I got. And you can see some of the pictures that I had taken. And then I'll go through the same thing with everybody else. So you can kind of see different things too as well. Because when I was there, I kind of did a lot of little walk around the town. That's where I stayed. It's a nice little bungalow. And plain old place. Nothing as fantastic as where we were when we were out there. So that's the idea of the sharing the screen. And go back. There we go.
We'll have a look at our photo now.
I might just get my earpiece too as well in a moment. Hi, Sharina.
Hi, Nick. I was looking for my earpiece because I'm getting a distorted sound from my left speaker on my
yeah. I know my laptop speaker is.
I had it, but I don't know where it is right now.
Right. Oh, there we go.
So give me a minute. I'll come back.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Who else we got on board? Who else do we have on board? Somebody else come on. I think that was Hussein. Oh my gosh, Hussein. Well, good evening to you, Mr. Syed. I don't know if you can hear me. You should be able to hear me. Hi, Uncle. Hi, Uncle. You see the resemblance? There you are. Good day, sir. How are you? I'm not too sure. Sometimes volume can be a little bit playing up here, but he's on board. He's connected to audio. Oh, he's connected. There we go. There we go. And a good evening, Mr. Syed. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm very well. Thank you, sir. Good to see you after so many years. And you're still looking young as ever.
Are you going to be dressed as Nick or Iqbal?
I'm going to be dressed as Nick. Either is doesn't matter. Iqbal, anyone who knows me as Iqbal, that's fine.
But there's Sharina.
Hi.
And Richard.
Hi.
And
Okay, introduce me to Richard, please.
sorry.
Introduce me to Richard.
Richard Hadim.
Yes. Descended from?
Right.
Richard, who's your parents?
Parents?
Yeah.
Harvey is Richard's father.
Who? Harvey. Okay. See, I didn't know.
Harvey.
Okay, there, I've got it now.
And there's Lyle. Hello, Lyle.
Hi, how are you?
Cool.
Oh, hi, Lyle.
You look more and more like Uncle Kaden.
Yeah, he does. I do remember Hussein when you sent me, when we visited Uncle Kadim in England many years ago.
You can remember what? Sorry?
You took me to see Uncle Kadim when he was still alive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't have been able to take you after that, would I?
No, of course not. Of course not.
Chris, Sharina is here. You want us to come?
There you go. Well, I'm hoping to get to see Donald. Oh, there they are. They're coming on board now. They're with me.
Oh,
We've got Linda
Iqbal, you're
coming on
looking
board.
like Hussein. Oh, he's talking.
Hi, Chris. Hi, Chris.
Hi, darling. Hi.
And there's Lyle.
We've got Linda coming on
Hi.
board.
Oh, good.
Owen.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Is he in
Richard.
Yes,
Yes.
and Richard.
And Cheryl. Yeah.
And Cheryl.
Long time since we've seen you. Nick.
Is something wrong somewhere?
Where's something wrong somewhere?
Yes.
Looking like you.
We both look as if we're the same age.
Yes, I'm catching up with you, Uncle. I'm catching
Now,
up with you.
is that because I found the fount of eternal youth, or you are aging quicker?
I think it could be a combination of both, because when you moved up to York, I heard something that York has the fountain of youth there, because I could.
No, it's very polluted air up here, actually.
Is it the air?
Yeah,
Or is
but
it the water?
we live on a main
I
road.
was only kidding you.
Richard, how are you keeping?
Not too bad. How are you? You keeping safe
I'm
up
okay.
here?
I've got the cricket on while I'm here. You know, they're at tea at the moment. England and West Indies.
Hussein said to me now about you had the floods and then you had the coronavirus on top as well. Remember when you rang me up about the floods in that area?
Our cup runneth over.
Well, we haven't had, it hasn't been very flooded this time. Because we're, other parts of Yorkshire have, but not York.
We've just had a little mini flood where our loo is blocked, so I've just unblocked it.
Right, okay, that's
So
fine.
what it tells me is I need to change my diet.
Okay.
Lyle,
Yes,
have you
do.
had your heart operation yet? Can't hear you.
Lyle, are you with me? Let me just.
Maybe he doesn't want you to hear him.
Oh no, I'm sure he's there.
Maybe it's on mute.
No, checking that. Audio looks good.
No, we can hear now.
Okay, we're losing them. Interesting. I will play around with this thing to try and get
Hello, Justin.
Yeah, we got Justin. Is that Donald's son?
He can't
Or
hear
brother?
Yeah,
Okay,
give him
coming
a
up.
He's
couple
connecting
of
to audio.
moments.
Who else is there? Bear with me a moment.
Nick, I managed to do our Cadian family tree as well, so I could bring that up afterwards, just to try and explain to the Cadians.
Right. Hello, Justin. Can you hear us?
Yes, of course. Hello.
Oh, you are.
Do you know who
How
I
are
am?
you?
Somebody has on.
Are you?
I am the second oldest person here. Lyle beats me.
Okay, okay.
Don't you
Nice.
just like people like that?
And I'm
But
catching
you
up.
know-
guys from you guys from Switzerland?
No,
No,
no.
Where you guys from?
York.
Well, I was
Okay.
born in Aruba, where you were last year.
Aruba. No, I didn't go. Yeah,
Neither did
didn't
I,
go.
because I've seen it. It's, you know, if you blink, you miss it.
Yeah, I missed it. But
no,
maybe
you're-
next one
you're-
I'll
okay.
be there.
Your grandfather
Yeah.
and my
Some-
father.
Somebody has on a TV or a radio very loud. I'm getting that in the
Sorry.
background.
You on the quick edit.
I didn't hear you.
Somebody has on a TV or a radio very
I've
loud.
turned it off.
Oh, okay.
Somebody else has it.
There you
Can
go.
maybe
All right. Here we
Justin,
go.
your
That
grandfather
was
and
it,
my
good.
father were brothers.
okay. Your father and my grandfather they're brothers. Okay.
They were brothers.
They were brothers. Nice.
Yes. And
Nice to
you're,
meet you. Nice to meet you, sir.
so, and you're, now, I don't know, who is your, hang on, who is your father?
My father is Haitian. He's Haitian, and but I didn't know him a lot, you know.
I'm lost.
He doesn't know his
Yeah,
father.
yeah. He left when I was really young.
Oh, so in fact, it's your great-grandfather and my father who were brothers. Ah, Simon.
My grandfather is
Simon.
Robert. It's
Simon.
Robert.
Yep, okay.
Oh, and Yasmin.
Hello,
Hi.
Yasmin. It's your great-grandfather and my father who were brothers.
Okay.
And here we
No.
have people coming who
Hi, darling.
the police are looking for them.
So
There's
Donna,
Linda,
so Justin, who's your dad?
My dad, yeah, that's
It's
what I
Robert
was saying.
Kadim's son.
My dad is Asian. Yeah, my mom is Nadia. My mom is Nadia.
Okay,
Sharina,
Oh, she's
I got it.
North American Indian.
How we doing?
I don't know.
okay. Hello, Linda. Hello,
Yes,
Linda. Your
that's fine.
microphone is off.
Who's this? There's somebody else there as well, but I can't.
Donald.
Is that Yasmin?
There you go, Linda.
Yasmin, is that?
See
Oh,
I cannot see everybody.
No, you
Neither
might
can
have
I.
to swipe your screen.
Yeah,
That's
that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, because you're on your phone, right? So yeah, we won't get to see unless you're on a laptop. On your
I don't know.
Yeah. Hi, Yasmin. How are you?
Hi, I'm
Good, and
fine,
you?
thank you.
Yeah.
How are you?
Finally get a chance to see you, girl. And Donald.
Hi,
Donald, my
Yasmin.
brother.
Okay, so
I love your view from your cottage or whatever.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Have you seen it on Facebook?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Thank you.
And does everybody know?
I'm sitting looking at it now.
And does everybody know who Simon is?
Of
Simon.
course.
Oh.
No,
Simon.
I don't know.
Simon is
Simon is-
Linda's son.
Right.
Linda there.
Simon,
Oh, that's your
Linda.
son. Oh, hello,
So Simon
Linda.
is
Yes,
my great
yes.
nephew.
Okay, nice.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, Simon.
What's
And
up?
by the way, he's a Microsoft expert. So if you want any questions on Microsoft answered,
Okay, nice.
Google him.
Yeah, but not Zoom.
Simon, how is
H.
I've forgotten Simon's daughter's name.
Marcy.
Marcy. How is
Marcy
she?
is very well. She's very well, thank you. Yeah, she's away with June for the day at her brother's.
And how old is she now?
Who, June or Marcy? Marcy's 5.
5.
Five and a half, yeah.
Going on 35.
Well, going on about 14, the way she acts, but yes.
Actually, she sounds a little bit like one of my other nieces.
It is not me. He's not referring to me, just saying.
Of course.
Diana.
And he couldn't be
Yeah,
referring
Diana.
to me.
Probably you, yeah.
No, not me.
Not you. Okay, then I don't know who it is.
It's Bibi in Toronto, and you are Yasmin.
Yes, this is Yasmin. Hi.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Hi,
And
Bibi.
Finally.
I know. Look at you, Sharina.
Hi.
See you again.
Hello.
We'll have to explain who is who. Bibi, you are?
I am Uncle Hanif's daughter. I am Sharina's grandfather, brother, daughter.
Hang about. I don't have a computer program fast enough to pick that up.
And Vashti,
Hello, Vashti.
Vashti's just joined us. Vashti's my sister.
Where's Vashti?
Yeah.
Where's
Hello,
Vashti?
Vashti.
Hi, darling. Hi. Had a WhatsApp from Carissa today with her balcony.
Oh yeah, she just loves it. She used to kill every plant before now, and now she feels as if she's
So for the others, Vashti is Sharina's sister, my niece.
Okay. Okay.
And Doreen was
Introduce
their mother.
Vashti.
That's right.
Okay, introduce Vashti to everybody. I don't think she knows anybody except
Okay,
you.
Vashti, I am Uncle Tootsie.
I'm sorry, your name is coming up as Hussein Saad.
Now going under the name of Hussein. Iqbal is going under the name of Nick.
Okay.
Yasmin is going under the name of Don't Ask.
Okay.
I'm brave enough to use my real name.
And Linda, Vashti, do you know Linda?
No, let me
No.
see.
Linda is Jeff's eldest daughter.
Okay, I've heard about Linda. I've heard these names.
It's all
but I don't
true.
think I've ever seen you.
And she lives in Scotland.
And
We were
she's
there last
Simon's
year.
mother.
And Simon is her son.
Okay, okay.
And Simon, how old are you now?
I am 49. I'll be 50 in April.
49.
Wow.
Right? So everybody note it. When will you be 50?
I'll be 50 next April.
Okay, where shall we meet?
Yeah.
Probably in cyberspace. I doubt. I haven't left the house since last December, and I'm probably not going to leave the house for at least another 18 months. I wouldn't have thought, the way things are going.
It shows, actually. It shows in your skin. You should subject yourself to more sunshine.
You didn't say we were going to have a comedy show today, too?
I know.
Right. Oh, Iqbal, you come under Nick as well as Iqbal. Cheryl, did you know you were marrying into a very strange family?
Quite complex, Hussein,
It's
isn't it?
quite big. It's a very big
I got the book out to try and decipher.
Okay. Can you continue? Can you continue the introductions? Can everybody
me?
introduce themselves?
That's probably better.
Yes.
All right, I'll jump in. Hi, my name is Aisha. I'm the daughter of Robert. I'm the granddaughter of Abdul Mohid, okay? And I'd like to introduce my nephew, Justin Mohid. He's here for the first time with all of us. And he is the son of my sister, Nadia, now deceased. So in our family, there's me, I'm the eldest. I will be 70 next month.
Wow.
There's also, I had a sister, Jasmine, she passed away. Then I have a brother, John. I invited him to Zoom with us today. I don't see him. I have a half-brother, Robert. I have my youngest sister, Aisha, Anne-Marie. We all were born in Montreal, Canada.
Come on, Daryl.
So I'm so happy to be with all of you, to see especially the people I don't know, that I've never met. I met Tootsie at our big family reunion we had in Toronto. I think it was, oh my gosh, I don't remember now. Donald, my cousin is here.
96.
What was it? 1996? Yeah.
That's what Chris says.
No, 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 no. It was 1994.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't. Because my mother had died and she was still alive then.
Yeah.
So she died in 1995.
There. Yes, so from that, and also my first cousin here, Donald. There's Donald. And he is
Fred's son.
He is the son of Fred, who was the brother of my father, Robert. And then I see all of the lovely family members that were able to attend our family reunion in Aruba last year. So I see all the Lyle, Carolyn, Sophie, Fleur, so nice to see you. I see you there, Cheryl and Richard and Owen, so lovely to see you. My goodness, of course, Nick was there. And there's Daryl, who helped with the organization of that first reunion in Aruba. And we had a lovely time, and hopefully we'll be able to do it again one of these days. And hopefully, you know, you all can come and meet in person. It would be so lovely.
But Aisha, could I ask you a question? When you were in Aruba, did anybody take you to see that special place where Vashti, Sharina, Lyle, and I were born? There's a big plaque with our names on it. Didn't you see it?
They were there. They went to the restaurant near they went to Kennedy's restaurant near Lago Heights.
Yeah, we encouraged people, if they wanted, to visit the neighborhood where you all lived when you were there in Aruba. And so I don't know if some people did that. I think some people did do that. And the first time I went to Aruba with my husband before we had that reunion, we did go to Mount Scenery Street and saw the home where my grandparents lived when they were there in Aruba.
In Lago Heights.
Yes, in Lago Heights. That's right. In Lago
Now,
Heights.
if I were to say 925, who would respond to that?
Nobody.
Lyle lived at 925.
Lyle did. Yes, Lyle did.
He lived at 802. And Sharina, can you remember where you lived? You lived in 900.
919. It's now 919. It's now 19 Mount Scenery Strat.
They were very original in Lago Heights.
Hi, Grandma.
Right,
Hi, Amelia.
Let us
That's
continue
my
with whoever's come on to introduce themselves, because they have some people here that don't know anyone. I don't know you.
Okay, Caitlin.
Caitlin, that's Michael's, my son's.
Oh, I do know you.
Yes, that's my granddaughter.
Okay, and Amelia.
Amelia's my other granddaughter. Is she on?
Are Amelia and Caitlin sisters?
Caitlin, they're both Suhos, yeah. Michael, my son's daughters, my granddaughters.
Right, and Michael.
He's in Sweden, yes. Actually, he said he's working and he was going to download the thing and he will join, but he's not sure when. But he knows the time zone.
And then we have
them there. He just signed on.
Right, and there is someone.
I'm in. I'm in.
You're in? Okay.
Okay. And Nari.
Yes, hi. My screen name is Nari, but my name is Sharon, and my grandma is Aziman. So my dad, his name is Robbie.
Oh, right.
He moved from Berbice when he was 18, and so he relocated to Georgetown and married my mom. So all were born in Georgetown. So
Well, welcome.
and hi everybody. Nice to meet all of you.
Nice to see all of you. Someone named Carmen, I think, just joined us, right?
Oh, lovely, lovely.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, hi, Carmen.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, Carmen. So nice to see you.
It's nice to see you too.
Hello,
So
Carmen.
Vashti,
Hello, Chris.
so Vashti, Carmen is Yasmin's sister.
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Hi.
Hello.
And there is Simon's mom, Linda.
Yes, I could.
Hi.
You have, lovely.
Oh, lovely, lovely,
This
lovely.
is my
lovely.
baby.
Serena's
Yes,
little
yes.
sister.
Oh, lovely, yes.
We got it. It's fine.
I'm fighting with a cat at the moment that's insisting on getting on my knee. Yes, I'm Jeff's eldest daughter,
Okay.
and I think second in that family to Sharina. You're just that wee bit older than me, Sharina. Hi.
No, I'm actually much younger.
And I've got two sisters, Gillian and Stephanie, neither of whom could be with us today, but my son Simon is here. And it's nice to see Hussein taking over as usual and doing all the talking. And I'm in Scotland, and I've just been out with the dog and got soaking wet. So there we go. It's very humid and rainy here. But it's nice to see you. Nice to see you, Yasmin.
Yes. As one of the elders, Linda, I have to take over.
One of the elders.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Don't forget, the 5th Saturday, the 5th of September, in various cities around the world, you will see fireworks.
Yes, I can imagine.
And that's for Uncle Tootsie's 70th birthday.
My 75th birthday.
Look, I gave you 5 years extra. Just take it.
Where are we supposed to meet up for your birthday this year?
Yes, why not?
Where?
Well, I'm in York.
Anywhere.
And Sharina has a lovely story to tell you about. She had an uncle who insisted that she addressed him as uncle when he was 6.
I don't know. We got to get through these introductions, and you're coming with these stories.
Sorry, there's Pamela Adams.
And
Yes.
Daryl.
And yes, and Daryl.
I just saw them. We haven't introduced them.
Hello.
Daryl.
Yeah,
Oh, Joyce's son.
I am, yes.
Hello, how are you?
Good.
So
I don't know where my sisters are, but I didn't get them the invite until this morning, so I might not have seen it.
Is one called Sharina?
Yes, Sharina and Charlene.
They're twins.
Yes.
You see, I know quite a lot.
Yes, yes.
At least that's what they tell me.
Hi, Daryl.
They don't
Hi,
look the
Pamela.
same anymore.
So we haven't lied, we haven't heard any of your voices. You have your microphone off.
We're listening to everyone.
And Vashti, Lyle is Uncle Caden's youngest son.
Okay.
And he looks like him.
Hi,
Yes.
Lyle.
Vashti, you must have met Lyle in Aruba.
She wouldn't remember. She was too
Oh,
young.
no. No, because they were in England. You were born in, shall I say when you were born, Vashti?
She was born in 58.
She said it, I didn't. Yes, I was in Trinidad in 1958 when you were born.
You were the reason I was named my name.
Oh, yes, because the neighbor was called Vashti. And your mother liked the name so much, she named you Vashti.
Yes, there you go. But listen, everybody, it's been a pleasure to see all of you. I hope we do this again. I promised my daughter I'll drop her somewhere, so I'm going to have to run away.
Vashti,
So-
before you go, that's Georgette that just appeared, who wrote the book.
Yes, there's Georgette.
Hi, Georgette.
Hi, Georgia.
Oi.
Oops.
Hi.
Her picture dropped.
There she is. Yeah.
Before everybody signs off, can we just quickly go through where everybody's located? Because I don't think everybody knows.
Good
do they?
idea.
Well, should we start from the top left?
Yeah, I went to the gallery view, so that would give.
Okay.
That is me then.
Richard?
That's for me then, yeah?
Richard.
Right, I can count 10 KDIMs on this conference call. And I remember in Aruba there was 9 KDIMs, so that was good.
So where are you? You're in Cardiff.
We're in Wales.
In Wales. Chris and I are in York, 200 miles north of London.
I'm in Florida. I'm in Florida at the moment.
But it's a bit warmer.
I'm in Toronto.
I'm not too far from her.
And Simon is somewhere called Basingstoke in the south of England. Am I right?
Yeah, southeast, not far. 50 miles outside London for anybody that doesn't know the UK.
And where is Lyle and his family from? Where are they?
We can't hear you.
you. Your mic is muted.
Albans in just 20 miles north of London.
They're in London.
Yes.
And Linda is in Scotland. Oh, no, my name changed. Scotland. Okay.
Yeah, I'm in Scotland. I'm on the west coast of Scotland in the Highlands.
Near a place called Inverary.
Near Inverary, yeah.
There's a song about that. Donald, I'm just getting everybody before I run away. Donald, where are you?
I'm in Indianapolis, Indiana.
Oh, okay. And Yasmin?
I'm in Norway, in the very quite north in Norway, called Lofoten, with beautiful mountains.
Nice.
Oh, you're up there. You're not in Oslo.
No, I'm not here.
Ah.
And baby?
I'm in Toronto. I'm your cousin in Toronto.
You're in Toronto. Okay.
That's right. I'm at Victoria Park and Finch.
Okay. And Aisha, you're in?
I'm in Florida right now, but I'm in the process of moving back to where I was born in Montreal.
Oh yeah, please come back.
Yeah, it's a very good choice.
Yeah, we don't like people out there in the crazy parts of the
No, nor do I.
And Carmen, where are you?
Where are you?
I'm in beautiful Norway. This is my part of my farm where I am.
Beautiful.
Oh, nice. Very
nice. Very nice.
And Vashti, you're in Toronto as well.
I am. I was looking at Justin here with his headphones on till he can't hear us. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I can hear you guys.
Where are you, Justin?
Where are you?
I'm in Longueuil, Quebec, and just beside Montreal.
Oh,
Yes,
so you're
yes.
nearby.
Yes, yes.
Just
I
beside
will
Montreal.
see him soon. I will see him soon. I'm so looking forward to that.
And Iqbal and Nick.
Miss you.
Well, is that background where you really
I'm
are?
I'm actually from Edmonton, Alberta, so that's where I'm hiding at right now. And it is almost sunny like what we see behind you. So but we don't have beach here, unfortunately.
And Daryl and Pamela, are you still in North Dakota?
No, we are in Huntsville, Alabama.
Oh, right.
And it's hot.
And Vashti, Daryl's Auntie Joyce's son.
Correct.
Okay.
And Nari, where are you?
Florida.
Which
Yeah.
Orlando,
Florida.
Florida.
Orlando.
I want to show you my dad.
Oh.
Uncle Rabbi is Nari's dad.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's my mom.
And Nari, you know that his brother died earlier this year,
Yes,
Manny.
Manny. Yes.
Yes.
So
In
sad.
Norway.
Lovely man. Lovely
And
man.
Vashti, sorry, go ahead.
And where is Michael?
Michael is here on his iPhone. It says Michael's iPhone.
No, it says Michael's iPhone.
You think it's
So Vashti,
Is there only one Michael? Because then that would be me.
Exactly.
That's my son.
Vashti,
I'm BB's son.
Vashti,
And
you
I'm-
know that's Michael Suho, which is Bibi's son. And his daughters are
Is
Caitlin
Bibi your
and-
mother?
Yes.
Is my mother, yeah.
Right, how is she?
She's right here.
She's right here.
She's Bibi.
She's a ninth icon on your
Sorry,
screen.
Bibi, I didn't recognize you.
That's the general idea.
Michael,
where are you located?
Hold on. I was just introducing Caitlin and Amelia, who are both Michael's daughters and Bibi's granddaughters. I think.
Right. Okay. And how is Nazli?
Oh, Nasli is good. She's good.
And where is she?
I think she's home or she's working today.
No,
works
is she in
on a
Toronto?
PC, Yes. Yes, she's in Toronto.
And what about Harvey? Where is he?
Harvey is in the UK. You know what? I should have gotten him to join because he was on WhatsApp and everything. I heard from him recently. He's doing good. He's turned 82 in February. So next time I'll get him to join.
Right.
Michael, you're in Sweden, are you not?
Yes.
I'm in Sweden.
Yes, you're in Sweden. Where in Sweden are you?
I live in the south part of Sweden, in Malmö. but I'm actually I'm on my way to Stockholm right now with my job. So I work on the train, so I'm actually working right now. And then Caitlin's in Toronto, and Amelia's in Sweden.
Okay. And there's Georgette. There's Georgette.
Yeah, I got kicked off. I got kicked off and had trouble getting back on.
Georgette with our family book. Georgette is responsible for that big book and everyone in there.
It was from Vashti. See you, Vashti. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys. Take care.
All right, nice meeting you all.
Everyone.
Yeah, remember you know. From Bel-Air.
Hello, Georgette.
Hi, I got kicked off when I was on early, just a second ago. I guess everybody's going to bed.
You need to do that.
Yeah.
Just letting you know.
We're just identifying where we're living. So where are you, George?
I'm in San Diego, California.
Go Padres, go Padres. I'm a baseball fan, so I know my baseball team.
Nick Lyle and them are having problems with their mic.
Yes. Are you able to undo it right now? It's undone.
No, I'm still having
I
problems.
failed my lip reading course.
So when you unmute it, it doesn't unmute?
No, it might be something. It might be something to do with their audio on their system there. I'm just trying to see if I can see it at my end, but I don't.
Maybe he can increase his volume. He can increase his volume because he can't hear, but we can hear him. So maybe his audio.
No. We can't hear Lyle at all.
We can't hear them.
And their mic shows their red as being mute.
All right.
Simon, you're very quiet.
Okay, are you unmuted now? Lyle, can we hear you now?
No.
We did hear them earlier on. The volume was there. I'm not too sure why it's not doing that.
Just some news for you, in case, I don't know if she's there, but Yasmin's daughter, Nyana, is a future Norwegian Prime Minister. I thought I'd tell you that now.
Well, actually, she is up here in Lofoten, but she is on a mountaintop right now, so she couldn't join the meeting.
Well, give her our love.
Yes.
Definitely, I will.
I need to say something. Yasmin, it's because of Yasmin who contacted me long ago. Huh?
No, Michael said he had to go.
Because he's at work. He's at work.
Okay.
I want to thank Yasmin because it was because of Yasmin that I was inspired to do the book. She brought information back when she went on her trip that I had never seen that let me trace that genealogy from, living in India. So had it not been for Yasmin, there would never have been a book. So
thank you, Georgette. Thank you.
Thank you. And Georgette,
thank you for writing it.
You've seen our grandparents and great-grandparents' graves, have you?
I have. I've seen it on both sides, both on the Bacchus side and on the Mohit side. And the graves that from our great-grandparents, my mother had gathered money from different family members, and she had made the brass grave markings, and then we went there and paid somebody to put the cement down and embedded it, and hopefully it's still there because we want to make sure no one can steal it for the brass. So we were responsible for making it happen with markers so that when you all go or anybody else goes, it's there.
I thought Sasha and Bernie were joining us. Sorry.
Well, Sasha
actually,
Sasha just texted me. He said that the internet connection where he is appalling. He will try and join us, but I did tell him, I said, if he has any success, hopefully he can join us. It would be nice to see him again too as well.
Yeah.
And my brother Abdul sends his apologies. He's on work right now, so he was not able to join us today. So I think this is the first time Abdul's ever worked on a Saturday, so that's kind of something new.
Nick, what happened to all your hair?
Okay, Amelia and Caitlin.
Lost it.
Amelia and Caitlin said they're leaving now. Am I correct? Yeah. So
are you guys okay?
They would be Uncle Mohit's great-granddaughters. Am I correct?
Correct.
Phoebe?
Yes, yes, yes.
So these are Uncle Mohit's great, not, sorry, Uncle Hamid's
Uncle
great
Hanif,
granddaughters.
yes, that's
Oh,
right.
sorry about
Yes,
that.
brother.
Right?
So, Bibi, are you retired now or are you still
So,
working?
I am sort of semi-retired. I work a few days a week, not for like half days every day. I do a stress-less job. I work for 2 chiropractors.
Oh,
so yeah, I have to keep busy or else I don't know what to do with myself.
Well, in terms of my links with the various members of the family whom I know, I lived in Barbados for 3 years. 1 year with Bibi and her family in Bridgetown.
Yeah.
And I knew Simon when he was growing up through his grandmother, Kathleen. I knew Nick and his brother Abdul in Guyana, and then we lost touch. And then it turned out that we both worked for the same company. And according to him, I once slammed the door in his face without realizing it.
He did,
And he
he
said,
did.
"Hello, uncle." And so we reestablished contact. Linda and her father and mother came to Aruba in 1953. Was it Linda? Or 54? There she is. That's when I first.
I think it was 54. What I'd like to do, was it Sharina that sent that wonderful put on Facebook that wonderful wee film? I was so pleased with that. Thank you so much.
Oh, the Aruba film.
The Aruba film. Has everybody seen that? The
No.
1955 Aruba film. And I actually
No.
No,
I remember
never shared
I
it with
remember
me.
being there.
Yes.
I remember being there.
Can anyone, if you can share that film on WhatsApp or anything, a link or something, that would be great.
I could only share it on Facebook. I couldn't.
Yeah.
I think
take
I'll
it off
try.
Facebook.
I'll try and share it on WhatsApp.
I shared it on Facebook also. So Yasmin, if you go on my Facebook, it's there. You'll see it. Yes, 1954
Oh, mine.
Aruba. It was lovely. Yes.
But Uncle Hussein, you forgot to say that I am your favorite niece.
Well, I was just about.
I beg your pardon.
Have I ever said that in so many words?
You're getting him in trouble now. You're getting him in trouble.
I know.
And he hasn't even mentioned my name.
She's doing something that Donald Trump does, make assertion.
And you haven't even mentioned my name.
I did say Sharina.
No, you didn't. You didn't. When you talk about where you were and who you knew and whatever.
Why? No, I said you didn't want to tell the story about me insisting you call me uncle.
No, I'm talking about just now when you're doing your life story.
Oh, well, that's part of it.
Being a favorite niece.
Yeah, but I used to. Now, here's an interesting point. When Sharina went to school in Georgetown, Ghana, parents were still in Aruba. And at the weekends, I would go and pick her up from the convent.
I'm convent bred, you see.
And then we would come home. And then on the Saturday, my mother would insist that I took her to the cinema. But I wanted to smoke with my friend. So I would take Sharina, and in Guyana, I don't know if in other places, they had 3 types. They had balcony, house, and pit. And pit was very much as it was described. And I would plunk Sharina in house, and then I would go into pit and sit there with my friend Ganpat Singh, and we would smoke, and then in the end I'd come back and pick her up and say, off you go. But she never told my mother that. Did you?
No.
But I used to keep an eye on where she was because I could see where she was sitting. So that's one of the stories with it. The other lovely story, of course, is when Yasmin and Carmen came to Reims with Mitzi and Vladimir many years ago. And they're still selling the book as a result of that story. And then Yasmin and Carmen came to London.
What do we call them?
The tearaways.
Right.
Tearaways.
Oh, yes.
We were the tearaways.
That was the very
Right,
first time I met
tearaways.
Yasmin. That's right. Because I remember Yasmin, when you and Carmen came over to England, I was living up in Luton at the time. And that's when I met you. And I really regret taking you two to the nightclub. I really, really regret taking you two to when you went.
I cannot remember having been to a nightclub at all that year.
Well, it was over in Dunstable, and there was a new place that was opening up, and it was a different side of Yasmin I just never thought I would see. But anyway, that was an interesting visit when you came by. So.
And Lyle and I grew up together in Aruba. So it was Lyle and I who were paired off, Mitzi, my sister, and Lima, Lyle's sister, and Oswald, Lyle's brother, and Duffy, my brother. So the ages were about the same.
Mm-hmm.
And then Lyle, you came to England in 1950, how much? 7.
Who are you talking to?
Lyle. If Lyle can hear me, can you put your hand up? Did you come to England in 1957?
Nick, we wouldn't see them if they had the video off, right?
56?
No.
All right, okay. I came in 1967. And like most of you, this is the 5th country I'm living in. Sharina, Canada is the 2nd country you're living. 3rd?
2nd. Oh,
Aruba?
3rd.
Guyana, and who else? Richard, you've only lived in Wales all your life.
Where's Richard?
He's not responding.
Hold on.
Yes.
I'm going to
well,
call from the home.
Maybe well, I was in London for about 2 or 3 years. Then I came to Wales.
And I see you lost your London accent.
Well, I got a Welsh accent, boyo.
We noticed.
Simon, who are your parents?
Me?
Yeah.
Well, Linda is my mother, and here she is.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, Linda, you can tell everybody how it traces back up from you. If you can find your mute button, Mother.
Linda.
No, I'm the one who wanted to know who you were. So now that you said Linda's your mother, I know
I'm
I
Jeff's
know how it goes back.
eldest. I'm Jeff's eldest daughter. So, yeah.
So, Tootsie is my great uncle, I believe. Is that right? Great uncle? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, great nephew.
But I mean, as I remember the family, apart from my grandfather, Jeff, Tootsie is the only other member of that generation that I've ever met or that I recall meeting. I don't know any of your other siblings, I don't think.
And you've lived to tell the tale.
No, you've met Sharina and Vashti's mum.
Well, only when I
Doreen.
say hi to a grasshopper.
Doreen. She came to visit your granny in Lichfield because I've got a photograph.
That must have been a very long time ago. I don't recall meeting anybody else from your generation other than yourself.
So far as you're concerned, you have only one great uncle.
Not as far as I'm concerned, but I've only met one of them.
Okay, hold on. Galaxy, who are you? Galaxy?
Hold on.
That's my sister. That's my sister Anne Marie. That's my sister Anne Marie.
Okay.
She's the youngest one
Hey.
of children.
She's muted.
Yeah,
She's muted. Your mic is muted.
Can
Okay.
you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Yes. She's the youngest of my sisters.
Are you in Montreal too?
Yes, I am. I'm in Montreal.
We might be able to visit Montreal, but we can't visit anywhere else.
Just changing tack slightly. Where was everybody born? I was born in Aruba. Sharina was born in Aruba. Nick, where were you born?
I was born in England.
England.
Richard, you were born in Wales.
London.
In London. Donald, where were you born?
Indianapolis.
Sorry? Oh, in Indianapolis. All right. And Darrell, were you born in North Dakota?
No, England.
You were born in England?
Yeah, I don't know if you remember, my dad was in the Air Force.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, and then so he did 20 years military, and I did 20 years as well in the Marine Corps.
Oh, I'm glad you continued. I thought you were saying he did 20 years. But Darrell, how many passports have you got then? 2?
Just one, U.S. passport.
Right, I have 11 expired passports. And the very first passport I had when I went from Aruba to Trinidad in 1951, when I was 6, the passport photograph shows me, and underneath is written, "Child cannot write," signed by my father. And I traveled on that passport until I was 15. And that's the only time I've seen immigration officers smile. They look at this 13, 14-year-old boy, and they look at this 6-year-old and says, "Child cannot write."
Nice.
I've been in about 20-some countries. You guys are talking about how many countries you've been in or lived in, so.
Sorry, Darrell?
I was saying that you were talking earlier about how many countries you had lived in or been in. I said I've been in about 20, 25 countries.
As a result of being in the army?
Yes.
And which is your favorite? And the United States doesn't count?
Germany.
Ah. And when Pamela isn't there, which is your favorite?
Germany.
Germany.
I took her to Berlin last summer as part 2 of our 3-part honeymoon that we went on. We just got married last June.
Yeah. Oh well, congratulations. So
she got to meet most of the Kadam side last year in Aruba.
And now she's meeting the mad side.
Yeah.
I love it.
But do you speak German, Daryl?
Bishop.
All right, okay. You know, I mean, I know all the Canadians are fluent in French since Canada is officially bilingual.
Yes, because our mother, Georgette, wouldn't even give us a glass of water when we were young unless we asked for it in French. So we're thankful to her for another language.
I was talking to my brother-in-law earlier today, Vladimir, who is married to my deceased sister, Mitzi. And he will be 86 in November. Oh. And I remember he used to go on medical conferences, and he went to Montreal with a colleague from France, and he went to ask a guy what time the next bus was in French. And he said, he used the word, as they say in Paris, le bus. And the guy replied, Monsieur, ici on dit l'autobus. He was incensed that this Canadian was teaching him a Parisian French.
Yes. It's too bad that Janine and Ozzy couldn't be on our Zoom today, because I'm in touch with them, and they're of your generation, Gypsy, and I communicate with them very often in French, you know. So it's so wonderful in our family. Look at us all. We, you know, have so many different countries where we live, cultures, languages, everything, and what is uniting us all together from this great grandfather of ours, you know, and I'm so proud to be a part of this lovely family.
Indeed. And Georgette, where were you born?
Aruba.
Yes.
Were you born in Aruba?
Yes.
Ah, sorry, I thought you were born in the US of A.
No, I didn't go to the US until I was 18 when I went to college. I lived in Venezuela most of my life.
Right. Okay. And I know Linda was born here in England. Am I right? And Carmen, where were you born?
I was born in London.
As was Yasmin. In fact, Yasmin was born in a significant year. If you say to any English football fan 1966, they will say that's when we won the World Cup.
The only time.
The only one.
Didn't win the World Cup in 96 as well.
Cheryl, where were you born?
Stop working.
Cheryl?
I was born in South Wales.
In South Wales?
South Wales.
But you don't speak Welsh? A little bit. Owen, you speak Welsh. Owen, can you translate "the quality of mercy is not strained, it droppeth like the gentle rain from heaven above" in Welsh?
Another time. I can speak Welsh, actually. I speak Welsh.
Do you?
Yakida.
Well, I forgot to tell you that Yasmin, my...
It's a bit early, Yasmin, not 6 o'clock yet.
Suffers from a little problem.
see, I know.
Nari, where were you born?
In Guyana.
Georgetown, Guyana.
In Guyana. All right. And Anne-Marie?
Montreal.
Ah, so you speak French?
Oui, je parle français. Oui, it's the national language in Quebec.
Indeed. If you don't speak French, you don't get service in the shop.
No, wow.
It has happened.
Well, Chris, my wife, lived 2 years in Paris, and she arrived there when history was being made.
Right.
They're all stunned.
Yeah, she arrived in Paris on the 1st of May, 1968.
Ah, yes.
And all the student riots. So when I meet my French friends, I said, Monsieur, elle était la cause.
What is the cause? Right.
So
she was, and she had, experience of all the CRS, the riot police, beating people with batons, and she picking up paving stones and hurling it back at them, did you?
See, could either you or Daryl introduce me to everybody in, I know Lyle, and that's Fleur, and the two young ladies, they can't speak, so, I mean, they can speak, but we can't hear them. So could somebody introduce me to the two young ladies?
We have, okay, well, with Lyle, we have obviously his wife, Caroline, and then we have Fleur. Hi, Fleur.
Okay, that's Fleur.
And then Sophie.
Sophie, yes.
Yeah, and,
what's it, Sophie?
Sophie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hi, Sophie. Hi, Fleur. And that's
So-
Caroline. Hi. I missed meeting you all.
So Sophie
Of course I know
visited,
Lyle.
yeah, so Sophie visited mom and dad and sister because she nicely got her brand new bed in her home, right? She's telling us the story about these people who are not delivering her furniture. So I know the feeling. I had the same situation myself some years ago. So yeah, so that's the Lyle Kadim family over in St. Albans, and then we have the Richard Kadim family over in Wales. So you know, those are the two I had the pleasure of meeting while I was in Aruba, and it was a wonderful time meeting you guys. It was great. And yes,
Carmen in Norway.
Yeah, but I bet she didn't have to wait 3 months to get a new refrigerator.
Okay.
So
That's
we've
good.
heard from number 1 talker, number 2 talker, and can we hear from number 3 talker, Donald?
Yeah, Donald, go for it, buddy.
Donald.
I'm taking
you,
my
let,
love.
you let the others take over the stage today. And of course there's Georgette and I, but we got to step back to the two.
So
Right,
tell
Georgette?
us, Donald, about your family now.
About my family? Well, I'm the youngest of 3 brothers. David is the oldest, and followed by Daniel, both deceased. And my parents are Muhammad, also known as Fred, and Carol. And they are also deceased. And born and raised here in Indianapolis. Well, there's a number system if you look in the book. So I'm number 8 or 3. So the 8th is Abdul Mohid, the 4th would be Muhammad Mohid, and then I'm the 3rd child of that union.
And Donald, how old are you?
I am 54.
Right, so you're still working, you're not retired.
Yes, I work for an engineering company, do railroad permitting, and I also work for Primerica, doing financial services and insurance.
So I imagine all of us have been subjected to lockdown. Simon, you said you haven't been anywhere.
Not many places. I'm fortunate enough to be able to do my work from home, so I've been blessed in that regard. And things are tightening back up again here in Indiana.
Do you ever go to the Indianapolis 500?
I have been twice. It's quite the event to go to, and it used to consume the whole month. All kinds of activities that went on, but yeah, very neat to go.
Donald seems to be a lover of cars, so.
And Georgette, how is your family?
Well, I only have my sister and my children. My Latufa is gone as of February 11th last year. Thank goodness, because with COVID, I wouldn't have been able to see her. But my aunt Aisha is gone, who lived in Venezuela. Obviously, Fred, which was my uncle, and Uncle Bob, who was my uncle. All those people have transitioned. So that means that we're really, really old now. That's why they're gone. So, otherwise, everybody's fine.
Donald, I just saw your son pop up.
I have 6 grandchildren, and so I moved to San Diego to be near my son and 2 of my grandchildren. So everybody's good. We're good. We're reinventing ourselves every day.
Great. And we have a new attendee, DJ Mohit.
That's my youngest son, DJ. He's 15 and he's on.
Hi, everybody.
Hi,
everybody.
Hello.
Hi.
DJ.
So DJ, where are you?
I'm in Las Vegas right now.
He's where?
I'm in Las Vegas.
Oh, Are you
You're on a
indoors? How
plane,
come you
right?
have your mask on?
Yeah, I'm on the plane right now.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, you better keep it on.
Is DJ your initials or what you do?
Yeah, my initials is DJ. My name is Donald.
Right. And Anne-Marie, what do you do?
I'm a manager of accounts payables for a luggage company, multi-company actually. There's many companies under this one umbrella, and I manage 6 of the companies.
Based in Montreal.
In accounting, yes, based in Montreal. And
Enjoyable?
I'm sorry?
Enjoyable?
It's very challenging. It's enjoyable. We have a very, very good team. It's very diverse. We lost 2 of our employees that retired recently after 23 years in the firm. So I had to reboot the whole, facelifted the whole department. So it's very, very busy, very challenging.
Good. And Carmen has a very exotic occupation.
Yes,
Who?
yes, Carmen.
Carmen, oh yes.
What do you
Carmen,
do,
my
Carmen?
love.
Tell us.
Tell us, Carmen.
Me?
Yes. You.
No, I work with dogs. I built my own company when it comes to dogs. They're very exotic. And
What do
I
you
have
do with
20
dogs?
Pardon?
What do you do with dogs? You work with dogs, but what do you actually do with them?
I hunt. I have 2 kind of breeds that I hunt with. I hunt moose and I hunt grouse.
With
and
dogs?
I've made a school where I educate people in canine massage and physiotherapy.
Excuse me.
It's almost like osteopathic.
Osteopathy, yeah. So we
Yeah,
also have
for
education.
animals.
Yeah. So we
Yes.
also have education
Fabulous.
in osteopathy. Yes. And
yes.
yeah.
You gotta tell her that.
And
Carmen, you need to come visit us so you can train Ruger for us.
Oh my God, that dog. Oh my gosh. What a dog.
Yeah.
It's a horse. It's not a dog.
Yeah.
When we were in Norway a couple of years ago, we went with Yasmin from Oslo driving. She very nicely drove us all the way up to Lofoten, where she is now. And whenever we stopped anywhere, everybody came up asking for her autograph, and they didn't ask me. But you know why they're asking her for her autograph?
Yes.
Because she's been on television in Norway for 28 years. Am I right?
Wow, 28 years. Wow.
30 years.
My gosh.
And she,
Don't give away her age now.
Yeah,
Been
wow.
on television for 5 years. Look how
Yasmin, you're on mute.
Okay, 23 years, I think, approximately.
Oh.
23 years.
And I'm 29 years old.
Way to go, sis. Way to go. That's exactly right. Yeah.
Well, you know, if you have any secret occupation or anything like that, you don't let her say no because he'll ask you right here. So
I know.
Who? Me?
Yes, you.
Well, I'll tell you what I do. I've retired and I now am involved heavily in volunteering work. I'm the chairman of the Friends of York Hospitals and, you know, that sort of stuff. It's
Oh,
great.
that's nice. Yeah.
Nari, what do you do?
I work for a pharmaceutical company. I work at home.
Okay. You're
So
working at home?
I'm an agent for a major pharmaceutical company in the US.
Okay. So you're working at home because of the conditions now, or you work from home generally?
Generally.
Okay, that's good.
And Fleur and Carolyn are working on the front lines in I believe it's a seniors residence, is it not? Correct me if I'm wrong. No, what you're working anyway? It's in with people who are they're dying. I think. They're in their last stages.
Palliative.
Yeah, when you go to work, you kind of all dressed up in a bubble suit. I've seen you, Carolyn, there in your bubble suit because of the COVID and all that. So, yeah, hats off to you. We have quite a few family members who are working in the health field now on the front line, dealing with the COVID. My niece, she works in an emergency room in hospital in London, Ontario. Her husband is a pediatrician, and of course, all the doctors are involved in helping with this COVID business now. So, hats off to all of these family members who are
Definitely.
Yes.
Awesome.
Thank you. And
Also-
happy birthday, Fleur.
Yes. We wish to have.
I'm old enough to ask you how old you'll be tomorrow.
She's going to be, I believe, 22 tomorrow. Yeah, 22.
Right. We celebrated.
Yeah, that's right.
Wow, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, because in the last year in Aruba, we celebrated her 21st birthday at
That's right.
Kamini's, and also celebrated Daryl and Pam's anniversary for their wedding as well. So that was a beautiful occasion to have that cake done and have the two of them celebrate as well. So it was fun.
Yeah, it was so nice.
Good. Carmen, are you off then?
Yes, I have to leave. So it was great to see you all.
Bye,
Carmen.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Lovely to
I'll
see you,
see you all again. Then. Yeah. Bye.
Take care, Carmen.
Nice to meet you.
Bye.
Nice to meet you. I'm going to run off as well. And anyway, it's just nice to see everyone. And I hope that we'll have another reunion. I hope the next time, you know, we can do it, you know, everybody together. We had such a lovely time. So anyway, thank you so much, Nick, for organizing.
You're welcome.
Bye,
Thanks,
Aisha.
Aisha. All the best.
Thank you.
Bye.
We're started together, remember that.
Bye, Anne-Marie. Bye, honey.
Bye, my love.
Bye. Bye, Mona. Bye.
Bye, Aisha.
Bye. Bye, Georgette. Bye,
Bye,
Dawn.
Linda.
Bye.
Justin, what do you do?
I'm working the construction.
Okay.
Construction, yeah.
So you're working right
So,
now?
and then the renovation.
Okay. So are you able to work right now during the COVID?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I was able.
Good.
Yeah, he's one of the other frontline guys too as well, making sure the roads are still in good condition and everything else. Right, buddy?
Simon, I did mention that you work for Microsoft, but I didn't say that you were the MD. What do you do?
Do you know what? I don't actually know what I do. I
could have told you that 20 years ago.
I know. I don't know. I work for Microsoft, and I spend, I don't know. I spend all of my time I work in financial services, and I try and convince banks and insurance companies that what they really need to do is to use Microsoft stuff. So I'm a kind of sort of technology strategy consultant.
I see you on LinkedIn from time to time.
Yeah, don't believe a word of what you read on LinkedIn. It's all impression management for public consumption. It's not real.
But your work has taken you to the States on several occasions, hasn't it?
Yeah, so I mean, obviously with Microsoft being, you know, an American company, we get to go out there for conferences and things like that. But I've just moved into a new job, but my job is European based. Yeah, when travel's allowed, we'll go back to the States for conferences and things like that.
So your job doesn't take you to Montreal or Indianapolis or Toronto, does it?
The job doesn't, no. So I mean, Microsoft are based over on the Seattle way, West Coast. But in the past, when I've done kind of speaking at conferences and things like that, I've been to various different parts of the US and Europe. Been to Oslo quite a few times. Been to where I've been: Boston, New York, Minneapolis.
So the FBI.
We go to Vegas regularly because that's where we do all our conferences in Vegas. So yeah, we get around the States.
So are you a riveting speaker?
People.
There's your critic.
Yes. I don't know. Well, I always count when I do conference presentations. I have two criteria for success.
Keep them awake.
Number one, most people stay awake, and number two, not many people leave. As long as most people stay awake and not many people leave, I count it as a good conference.
Hence the fact that you're a riveting speaker.
Riveting, exactly right. Yeah.
Can I say that when Simon was a teenager, he was the most amazing, great dancer.
Oh dear, no, well, that's not going.
He's going to demonstrate now.
No, I won't be doing any dancing or anything like that. What are you doing?
Simon, are you still vegan?
I am, yes. I've been vegan for about 13 years, I think. I can't remember. Something like that. What are you doing?
That's cute.
I
That's
also,
cute.
you may have noticed, I have a couple of dogs and 2 cats as well. But I don't know where the cat. Oh, the cat's under the desk, and I think the dog is hungry. Get off! Oh, disgusting. Sorry about that.
Yes, are you
like-
working today, guys?
She's in the photo.
Oh, she's in Lofoten. Yasmin, how is Lofoten?
Down here.
Oh, I like
You're
the dog there.
Lofoten is beautiful as always. I did send a photo on the chat from. I took a picture at 1 o'clock last night. So I don't know if you're able to open it, or is it possible?
Yeah. Let's see if I can get it.
Did the sun come up and go down in half an hour?
1 hour.
1 hour.
Well, actually, it didn't. It never came up again because then it started raining. So that's why the light was so red. Why it was so.
There.
That is a good photo, but I have to say that some of the photos that Linda sent from her back garden in Scotland are almost as good. Mother, have you got any competitive photos from your back garden? Oh, not you again.
No, I didn't set myself up to show you any photos, I'm afraid. But yeah, it's quite similar, really. Well, you've seen where I am, Yasmin.
I've seen where you are. Yeah, absolutely.
Nice. Good.
I maybe I forgot to tell you, Bibi had to go. She was kicked out and she couldn't get back in.
Now,
Oh,
who are
okay.
there's a family where they're sitting 3 on a couch. They're on mute. Have they had a chance to introduce themselves? Yeah.
Rich, yeah.
It said R. Katie.
Richard Caden.
Richard Kaden.
Forget. So basically, Abdul Kadim, obviously, and his second son, Harvey. And from the third marriage, I am Richard.
Okay.
And he is my half sister's.
I met Uncle Kadim, so I know Uncle Kadim. Okay.
Richard.
And that's your son.
Owain Kaden.
Yeah.
And Richard is my half sister's half brother.
Does that make him your quarter brother then?
Yeah.
Somewhat.
And Carmen is my quarter sister. That's right. I remember that now. Yes.
That's right.
Now, Owen, when I met you several years ago, you did a lot of talking.
More than you?
He did. So
it must be the DNA.
We haven't heard his voice. How is school going? Who's teaching you at home?
I've been doing online lessons recently, but it's finished now because my school finished last Friday. Yeah.
So your father didn't teach you anything?
I didn't hear it. Did you?
And
Pick up. We didn't hear you.
We didn't hear you.
He's been doing his own work. I've been doing my work from school.
Okay. And Owen, how old are you now? Sorry?
We can't hear you.
Again.
Oh, hang on. I got kicked off.
How old are you, Owen? Hold up your fingers, because we can't hear you. 10? 15.
15.
Me too. We're the same age. Cool.
Go to Welsh school locally.
Sorry, Richard. Say it again.
Goes to a Welsh school, so he's bilingual, so he speaks Welsh and English.
Oh, that's good.
So do you speak Welsh at home on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays?
No.
From 1 to 2 p.m.
So he goes for the easy option, English.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And Sharina, how is Aliyah and co? Aliyah is Sharina's daughter. They're in Barbados.
They're good. They had a hurricane watch, but that has been removed. So that was supposed to happen this morning. So they went down to a storm watch, and now there's nothing. They might just have a little rain. So we're glad.
Gonzalo. But I need to drop. So it's been fantastic to see you all, and thank you for setting this up. And I hope to see you all again on the next one. Okay?
Nice seeing you, Simon.
And
Nice
you'll have
seeing
your,
you, Simon.
we'll have your
Bye-bye.
daughter there then. We'll
Bye. Bye,
see
Simon.
Marcia then.
Nice to meet you.
Okay.
Yeah, so we have Nari. Nari, I've heard the name, but just refresh my memory, please, because it's getting very old. And exactly which side of the family are you on?
Okay, you know Ravi?
No, he doesn't know Ravi.
No, I wouldn't know Ravi. No.
And you're I remember that name, Iqbal, Imran, and Sharina. I remember you guys lived in Bel Air.
Iqbal and Abdul are brothers, and they're sons of Fifi. You've heard of
Okay,
him, Fifi?
I see.
Yeah.
Yes. So my dad is Ravi, and we lived on Lamha Street in Georgetown, Guyana, and he migrated to New York in '74. So he passed away in 1994, and my mom in 2014. So I'm in Florida. I have a daughter by the name of Leah too, Sharina.
Oh, mine
15 years old.
Oh, mine is Ali, and she'll be 40 years old next month.
Oh, okay. I was a little girl. I remember in Bel Air, your mom is Doreen.
That is correct.
Right?
Yeah.
And Bhakti is your sister, right?
Correct.
Yes. I was about 6 years or 7 years old.
Yes,
And,
I remember a little girl. Yeah, must have been you. Your name wasn't
yes.
always Nari, was it?
No, it's Sharon. Nari is my middle name.
Oh, okay.
So everybody calls me Sharon, and I think you may know my sister. Her home name was Trisha.
Oh, okay.
Iqbal, you might have met Rabi when you were in Guyana, but you wouldn't have necessarily remembered it because you were
I was little at the time, yeah. I remember seeing a bunch of faces and everything, but no, I do remember taking the ship, I don't know if it was from Aruba to England or one of the islands, but I remember going on a cruise ship to...
You came with your mother and Abdul by ship from England, and you stopped off in Barbados, and I came and met you there.
Right. Okay, so it was the other way around. It was from England to Aruba.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, because I used to live in Georgetown, Guyana, when I was in the early 70s.
Not far from where Rabi and Zabida lived.
Ah, okay. And then from there we moved to Nandi Park. That's the name I remember. And then Mackenzie. And that was the last place. And then when my father, when he passed away in 1973, that's when we came to England to join our mum. So that's
How old were you then?
I was 9 at the time when when Dad passed away.
Excuse me while I get my calculator out to see how old you are now.
Yeah, so I am now 29 years of age and doing very well.
As are we all.
Yes, we are definitely. No, I'm 56 years of age. I'm going to be 57 on the same day as you, Uncle Hussein.
That's right.
Because we both share the same day. The same with Linda's mom, Kathleen. I believe she is also, her birthday was on the 5th.
Yes,
yeah,
September.
So it was nice to have the three of us. We never really got a chance to get together, but anyway.
So are you going to have fireworks like me?
No, I'm going to wait until my grand 60th birthday in about 3 years' time, because I'm in the process of moving from Edmonton here. Kim and I are going to be moving out to BC, to White Rock out there along the coast. And it's a beautiful place. And just to let you guys know, I have two children. My daughter, Janelle, she's 26 now. And then I have a son, Jaden, and he is 20. And he is a special needs child. He's wheelchair. And boy, can that kid go fast in his wheelchair. Holy cow, I've got to try and keep up with him. And so they're living with mom, and I usually see them most of the weekends and sometimes during the week, but during the holiday season as well, things vary. So it's kind of nice I was hoping my daughter was going to join us today, and then I realized that she's working. So she sends her regards and love to everybody. So that's kind of like my side of it.
So you're going to move to the other side of the Rockies?
Yes, I'm going to go to the other side. I'm getting closer to Georgette because I would like to visit her in San Diego. My young lady Kim, she used to live in San Diego many years ago, and she said it's a beautiful place and she would love to go back again. So Georgette, you might see in our little faces knocking on your door sometime later on in the future. So.
It's very beautiful there.
It is, yes.
Could you
It
later
is.
on, can you
You're off the
contact,
Pacific Ocean.
Hang on, say that again, Sharina.
I was saying, could you later on connect with Lyle and them and try and test what was happening? Because we haven't been able to hear them at all, except at the
Yes,
beginning.
I was actually on the WhatsApp trying to see if they've been doing see the contact, but I think they're going for a dinner because it's Fleur's birthday. Yeah, so we'll try and do that. And I think who else was there? Yeah, Sasha was trying to join us, but unfortunately he couldn't make it too as well. So.
I'll give him a call afterwards. Do remember when you cross the Rockies, you're going onto the San Andreas Fault.
Oh, that's okay. I've got my my anti-earthquake stuff with me, so I'm prepared. So it's going to be a nice visit out there. We went there a few was it last week? Yeah, last week we went there for a visit to get to see the place. I'm now officially a what you call them now, an education assistant, working in the school system, but I deal with special needs and behavioral children. So as I was once one, my many years when I was much younger, I'm sure Hussein will be able to contest to that. So in dealing with kids with special needs, it's
Me know
something.
nothing, man.
So that's why I have an opportunity to do that.
I must tell you the story. We
Go
went
ahead.
to Canada. Chris said when we were in Toronto, it was very humid and very hot. And we took a trip over to the Rockies, to Calgary.
Mm-hmm.
And we visited the usual places. And then we took a car from Calgary and we drove up to Edmonton to visit Nick. I keep wondering which name to use.
Okay, it's okay. Use it.
Anyway,
that's fine.
and he had booked us into a hotel there. And when we got there, they had overbooked the hotel. So they ended up putting us into the honeymoon suite, which was huge. And it had a jacuzzi in the middle of the room. And it was, I mean, there's nothing between us and the Gulf of Mexico. It was so flat. You know, and clear there, you probably could see all of the bandanas and the Mexican hats. But do you remember that?
Yeah,
Nick?
oh yes. When you came up, that was actually kind of funny because when you and Chris came up, you drove from the mountains out from Jasper into Edmonton. And you called us from one of the pubs and the Rattlesnake Saloon. And the Rattlesnake Saloon is actually known for like a drug den, a lot of bikers, gangs, everybody. And at the time, my ex-wife Sharon, we were like, they're at the where? And it was we have to. She just said, "Quick, go jump in the car, go get them out of there before we lose them." So when we got there, they were perfectly okay. They were taken care of perfectly well by the host, being it's an afternoon thing, and I was a little surprised. But when they had to stay in a hotel, we got the Fantasyland Hotel location. That was the room, and we had. I'm not too sure which room you had, but it was the only room we could get you actually at the time because it was so fully booked in there. But I hope you're glad, and I should say I hope you enjoyed yourself while you were there.
We did, and Chris has a story to tell you.
When we left you, we went from Edmonton to Calgary, which was miles and miles of just prairie.
Yeah, it's big sky country out here.
And nothing to see.
We stopped at this tiny place and we thought we found a cafe. So we needed lunch, so we got up, and there were those balls, blowing about in the street that you used to see in cowboy films.
Tumbleweed.
Tumbleweed. And we went into this cafe, and I think it was actually full of Red Indians.
Right.
And they just stared at us.
Oh, okay.
No, it was a classic thing. When we went in, everybody stopped talking.
Right.
Didn't help that I kicked the door in as I walked in, but no, Chris got terribly nervous that that man in the corner is staring at us.
Yeah, I told him that I work for a pharmaceutical company.
But it's the most, don't ever do that drive. It's the most boring drive. We had a wonderful drive in the Rockies, but going from Edmonton to Calgary, it's like sitting in front of a computer screen and looking at two lines.
Yeah, exactly. It's a dead straight
Natty,
piece of road.
Natty,
all the
we
way
can
to-
hear you.
It's Natty?
On the phone.
Nari? Oh, she's on the phone.
Continue listening. Okay, hold on.
Traveling at
there we go.
5 miles
There we
an hour.
go. Yes, it was. Yes, unfortunately, it's about 350 miles of road, just dead straight road all the way down, and everything's all flat. It's all open, and you can actually see sometimes the thunderstorms that crosses the highway on a few times as well. So it's not the most enjoyable of drives to go and see. But when you go into the Rockies, that's a different story. It's actually beautiful when you go into the Rockies.
I think Georgette is putting up her hand.
Yeah, go ahead, Georgette.
I want to know, I mean, it's very nice of you all to reminisce about your current lives, but I want to know if anybody has any stories of any relatives in Guyana, like anything they heard. Because when I was putting together the book, I couldn't get anybody to give me any information. Nobody knew anything about anything. Does anybody, you know, that's why there's the thing about the switch. You know, I think Uncle Fred told me that story. You know, the fish. I mean, I literally had to scrounge for information about our ancestors. So does anybody have a story that somebody in older than they told them that would be of interest to know more about what happened?
Ah, okay. Well, I do remember. Oh, hey, Diana, how are you? Good to see you.
Hi.
This is my daughter. This is my daughter, Nayana. Her son and Chris has met her. Linda has met her. We were visiting in Scotland last year. Nick, you haven't met her. No,
No, not yet. No. Just some pictures and on Facebook and everything. Well,
I feel like I met her because I keep seeing pictures of her growing up, so I feel connected to her.
True. That's true. And Cheryl and Richard, you're on mute, but you met Nayana when she was a tiny little girl. You're on mute. You muted.
Who muted?
There we go.
Yes, we met Diana when she was very small, when we brought Owain over, when he was 4 months old. Was he a baby, Owain?
Oh, yeah, but you met her when she was like 4 or 5 as well. Yeah.
That's right, yes.
Send the picture, Hussein.
Yeah. My sister. This is my sister Sharon.
Hi,
Sharon. Hi, Sharon. We must have met in your wedding.
Yes, you remember the wedding? Yeah.
Yeah. We've managed to get away from England into Wales.
Yeah.
So, Georgette, what kind of stories do you want?
She'll make it up.
No, I will make it up.
Anything that's relative. I mean, I scrounged for games that were played at the time, foods that were eaten at the time. I mean, I literally, it was like clawing for information. I know about the, you know, the Mohit side, Abdul Mohit and that thing, but I don't, was anybody, like my mother used to say that her grandmother made the children massage her feet and massage her back. You know, things like that. What was going on that somebody told you that they remember happening?
Okay, I would have to give you that on a separate time because it's going to take too long. But they did play a lot of bridge. Everybody liked to play a lot of bridge, or many of them liked to play a lot of bridge.
Okay.
And do you know what my first words were as a baby? No bid.
What?
Say that again.
Bid. No bid.
No bid.
No, his first words as a baby were no bid.
If you play bridge, that's one of the things when you're bidding, you can say.
Nice.
Nice.
I want to hear what Yasmin has to say. Yasmin wants to say something.
Well, I remember Uncle Hussein torturing me when I was a kid.
You wouldn't be the only one.
I'll
tell you one story.
Once he said to me, Yasmin, you should do more what I tell you to.
Well, does anybody know anything about the second wife of Gopi? She was a dancer, they said. Does anybody know anything about that? Anything?
You mean the first wife?
No, the second. Our grandmother. Our great-grandmother. Dulia. No,
Julia. I'd say Julia. Julia Peru.
When you were in Guyana, you would have had some records relating to her, presumably. Yes, that's one. But Georgette, I think Yasmin and I kind of, several years ago, she said, the two of us should go down to Guyana and get more information. I think that's where we would get information from the archives about, about all the indentured laborers who came across, because in fact, I might, here in the UK, probably get information about all of the immigrants or indentured laborers who came across, because it was all very well documented, the names of the ships.
No, I know that. I know that because of Yasmin, I was able to see that. I mean, I have pictures that she sent me of the documents. They're in the book,
Yes, I know.
Yes, but there were still more documents there that because it would cost more and it would take more time to find all the documents. Like what happened to Gupia's mother. She died the year after they arrived in Guyana, and we don't know what happened to her. She could have been murdered or she could have died by an illness or something, but we don't know. But that is documented in the archives in Guyana, but it does take time and it does cost money to find out.
And also, what happened
they
to
probably
Gopi?
have some records too.
If
sailed from Calcutta, didn't she? Well,
yes.
She sailed from Calcutta in India to Guyana. And Calcutta would probably still have records.
It would be the English colonial service.
That would be the English anyway. So I think the English had good records in Guyana, and I think if we search more in the archives in Guyana, we would be able to find out just about everything, even about Dulia.
If you
I also want to know what happened to Gopi, because after his mother died, then I couldn't find anything until he married. So
he was adopted by Muslims because they were Hindu, and then he was adopted by Muslims. But after that, we don't know. That's right. Yeah.
Right. Well, anyway, I'm willing to go. I've been wanting to go back because I want to go into the jungle also and, see the Amerindians and learn more about Guyana that way. So if anybody, hey, can we go tomorrow? Oh, no, it's COVID. Yeah.
Guyana is in a state that you don't want to go to right now. Okay. All right. So there's a lot of confusion. They had elections on March 2nd and they still can't. They've been going to court all the time, back and forth. They can't declare the winner. I missed a court case today to listen to you, to be here. But before we go any further, if you send me the name, chronological order, some of the names and dates that you know about, I have a contact. I may be able to get some information.
Everything I know about is in the book. That's all I know.
Well, who you want to know about and between what period? I don't know what you want to know about.
Only Gopi, what happened to him, from the age of 4 until he married. That's the only thing
the person that I have contact with would be the person at the National Archives or whatever. So it would only be significant milestones that they would know about. They wouldn't they wouldn't know about, who he ran off with or anything like that. That would have to come from stories from people that have probably passed on.
Would it be in the National Archives who adopted him?
I could find out. Might be.
And also where Dulia came from, how or when she came to Guyana.
Okay, so we have her name in the book, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, so I probably can be able to trace that, to be able to get the same sort of documentation that you only got on Gopi, right? On Gopi. Right, so I could probably get on her.
Great.
Yeah, one of the things that's fantastic, Sharina, because one of the things that we want to try and do And and it would apply across the board because you've got the Mohits, the Hanifs, and there are a few of the other family members too as well that we haven't really touched base on. I know, Donald, you said that you were in touch with somebody in one of the other family tree area, and I'm not sure if you have that in front of you, but I noticed it's the Kadims, the Hanifs, the Mohids, Syeds. So there seems to be just a small
It's
fraction.
just 4 brothers.
It's, say again, Hussein?
Just the 4 brothers. We have
four-
that detail.
But it goes more. There's 12
Yeah,
altogether in that
I haven't
line.
named all the families, but
I know
Rabbi,
one more.
Yeah.
I know the cousins in Venezuela. I know I'm in contact with them.
Okay.
I forgot who. Abdul Haq was Bibi's father, and
Yes.
I'm in touch with her in Venezuela. So.
And his wife is called Luisa. I remember meeting him as a little boy.
Right, Luisa passed on several years ago.
Yeah, but Rabbi is the son of one of my father's sisters. Which one I can't remember.
Nari, do you know? You're muted. You're muted.
Yeah, it's in the book.
Yeah.
Anyway, who Rabbi's mother was.
Okay.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, great. Son of Asiman.
Aziman.
Oh, Aziman,
Yes.
right.
Yeah.
Yes, that was his mom.
And Zainab.
That was his mom. Okay,
Yes.
so that would be Grandpa's sister.
Essays.
But Nari, was Manny your uncle?
Yes, that's my dad's brother.
Manny
was he lived in Norway too.
Yes, he was my uncle as well.
Oh.
He was married to my mother's sister.
Oh, okay. Yes, that's my dad's brother.
So he was related to you, Yasmin, on 2 sides.
Yeah.
Yes, that is correct.
And it gets complicated
So we're
again.
pretty close.
Yeah.
Closely related.
Yeah. Ooh. So we have so we have a good mixture of different people here in the side of the family, and then the Aziman. So yeah, Georgette, you have from the book, you have a lot of information on there, which is fantastic. I'm so glad that you've done that and put it together. I saw on the GoPeer Facebook site that you've put your Amazon site to find the book. That's correct?
Yeah, there's a black and white and there's a color, and I priced it as low as Amazon allows me to. So, if you want to see the color, color is just looking at our ugly faces in color. So I might as well just go with the black and white.
Sometimes in the black and white, we fade into the darkness.
Yes, there we go.
People like me.
Yeah.
That was the book that I brought to Aruba last year and had everybody sign.
Yes.
Oh, that's
good job.
That was a
Well
good
done,
idea.
Daryl. Yes, well done on that, Daryl. You haven't lost it, have you, Daryl?
No, it's somewhere in the house.
You better make sure, Daryl. I don't think, Nick, you have a copy?
I do have a copy, yes.
Okay.
And I meant to go and get it today, and I've completely forgot. I left it at work, so I have to go and get it today.
As the oldest one here, I must tell you, the 4 brothers, of course, went to Aruba, and 3 of them lived within a 5-minute walk of each other. And Uncle Hanif lived in the village, and Auntie Elsie, his wife, spoke Papiamento, which none of the others did. But I must tell you, I'm sure you know that, it is a very strange family. Because every Sunday, my father used to go for a walk up to an abandoned little airfield, and I would go to Lyle to play, and Lyle's house is between us and the airfield. And Daddy would go for a sort of 1-hour walk, and then if he's walking back and he sees me, he'd pretend he didn't see me. And he would go, and I have to say, Daddy, it's me. And he says, hello, and off he goes. And so And then Uncle Hanif, my mother used to say, Uncle Hanif was nicknamed the Panama Kid because he always wore Panama. And when she was in the village, if she saw Uncle Hanif walking up and he saw her, he would cross the road because he was terribly shy. So if there are any certain characteristics we find ourselves displaying, then you can tell where it's come from, can't you, Sure?
All right, since we're all trying to be family and get along, which is what the brothers didn't do very well, I will tell you a story that was told to me, which is obviously the truth. My mother wanted to marry, so my mother is Indian. She wanted to marry my father, who was white and an American and not a Muslim, which I don't know if anybody on my immediate side followed. And they had booked the church, and one of the brothers, whose name I would have to look up, went and told that they should not be allowed to marry in the church. He was against that. So on a dime, they had to get married like in a basement. So that's where my mother and father were married because of one of Mohid's brothers protested their wedding. And then Grandpa Mohid, Abdul Mohid, never spoke to that brother again, ever.
Well, it was a little bit, Georgia, it was a little bit more than that because it wasn't just one brother.
Okay, all the brothers then, what? I don't know.
Three brothers didn't, and their children, which is terrible. I was forbidden. I could see Uncle Mohid's house from where we lived. But we were like Lyle and his siblings and Uncle Hanif's, Bibi's brothers and sisters. We were all forbidden from speaking to them. It's terribly embarrassing because I remember once, and I'm a little 8 or 9-year-old kid, bumping into Auntie Mam at the bus stop. And, you know, I looked at her and she looked at me. We didn't say anything to each other. When years before that, we would, you know, all the families were together. But the children, Oswald and I, to a little extent, got Uncle Mohid and Uncle Kaden talking to each other again, you know, in terms of communicating. But that was terribly sad. That was sort of
so in case nobody knows, that was the reason. I mean, it was strictly basically that same religious conflict that the Protestants have or that different people have. And yeah, I mean, one time one of his brothers came to an airport where we were, and I said, Grandpa, look, there's your brother. And he looked right at him. It was like his clone because they looked very much the same. He says, I don't know him. I don't know him.
Yes, I mean, that's terrible, where the sins of the fathers and visited upon the children, but, you know.
Yeah. And it's fine because we all have, we're good with it. That's why I feel like I can tell the story of what happened because it is not real. It doesn't relate to us. I'll talk to anybody. I love to talk.
I think Georgette.
Well, I mean, Georgette, we're first cousins, and I've never met you.
Hi.
Yeah. Second cousins. I tell a lie. Second cousins.
Hussein, can you remember when you were in Aruba? Do you at any time remember why the brothers weren't talking to each other?
That's what,
that's what we were talking about.
What the story Georgette was saying. The other brothers always talk to one another.
But which brothers are you talking about? Hussein, is it your father's brothers?
Yes.
Yeah,
okay.
Abdul Mohid. No one ever spoke to Abdul Mohid.
Uncle Hanif and Uncle Kadim were the 3 brothers
and
their families who refused to speak to
Abdul Mohid
and Auntie Mam. And what was terrible is, okay, they might have had those problems, but the children were forbidden.
Yeah.
And I have photographs. Vladimir has just been sending photographs of the family, and some I had sent to Shireen and whatnot.
Yes,
and to Linda. And there are photographs of Jeff and Latufa. You know, I think they were very good friends when they were growing up and, you know, going to parties and things like that. And then this thing happened, but we're not unique in that regard.
No.
Oh, no.
I know a family that fell out, 2 brothers fell out over a bed and they never spoke for the rest of their lives, which sounds rather odd.
Yeah.
And so we go on.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. And like you said, Georgette, when you get to hear some of the stories, when we get to hopefully find out a little later on. I mean, for myself, I know Yasmin and I, we can share the fact that we both share the same dad, but different mothers. And I myself, I think it was only until when I met Hussein, because we worked in the same company, when he told me, he said, "Oh, by the way, do you know you have a half sister?" I didn't even know I had a half sister.
Biggest mistake I made is telling him.
That was in 1986.
Something like that, yeah. And then like it's like, oh, I got a sister. And then I did ask my mom about it, and she does know of you, Yasmin, and she sends her regards, by the way. And also I remember too as well meeting your mom, Anne, and so as well because she came to London. And we had lunch, and it was a wonderful lunch conversation too as well. We were both scared meeting, but once we had the lunch dinner, it was, she was able to tell me a little bit more about our father too as well. You know, everyone can have what in their heads, what they want to think, but at the same time too as well, it's what, for me anyway, growing up was like, I always wanted to have a sister. Now I have one. And it was a long time before we actually finally met. So thanks to Hussein, obviously linking us together. I know you regretted Hussein, but that's okay. I'll live with it.
I need to ask Sharina something because
Yeah,
Gopi had a first wife, and we don't know her name. I found Gopi married. The name of his first wife is unknown. He had one child by the name of Tajo. So it'd be nice to know, who did Gopi marry the first time? And Tajo is obviously family to us too. We don't know anything about that child. I don't.
But I might be able to find out about Tajo's birth. And it
Tajo's
might say,
birth and her mother. Her mother. I don't know if it's a girl or a boy.
Okay, so I might be able to find that out. But you'll need to send me something with the spellings and the times and the dates and so forth of whatever you have.
Bringing you on some lovely. Sorry, Richard.
Yeah, Georgette, I think Sue Baby knows the first wife as well.
Okay.
I'll see if we can get a hold of her and ask her. Cheryl does a quiz with her, so I'll see if I can get hold of her. I'll let you know.
Okay.
There is a story I must tell you, which you probably know. Sharina might know it. In Aruba, when Duffy was in England, he went back to Guyana, where I was, and then he agreed with my parents that he would have an arranged marriage. So various women, young girls, I suppose, would come and, they'd be interviewed and meet and whatnot. Anyway, the way it works, I'm sure it's always an uncle or an aunt who is an intermediary. And there was this guy who, I don't know where he came from, but we nicknamed him U Thant, who happened to be the Secretary General of the UN at the time. And then it was arranged that Duffy would see Farida's elder sister. And I said to him, Farida, because my mother used to insist I went to the mosque with her. And I said to Duffy, I said, Farida is a prettier one. And he'd never seen her. Anyway, so Mrs. Dinali had arranged for us to go and have tea with them. And it was a Sunday. And I remember Duffy saying I had to go with him. So he and I went, and we arrived there, and they had lots of kids, and we sat down in this house with about 20 people sitting. And Zarina and Farida were there, and Farida was doing all the talking. And then Duffy said to me, and he knew he was being terribly rude, he said in Dutch, grote nee, kleine ja. In other words, he preferred the younger sister to the older sister. I said, so I could, anyway, so we left at the end and we went back home. So Mommy said, how did it go? And when I told her That's the first and only time I've ever heard my mother swear. So we got in touch with Uthant, and Uthant said, no problems. And before you could say Jackie Robinson, I went going to Barbados. I had to come back 2 weeks later, or 3 weeks, whenever, and Duffy and Farida got married. But then this guy, Uthant, saw me when he came to visit Daddy, and he said, what about him? Meaning me as a potential suitor for Zarina. And Daddy gave him an excuse that is acceptable in Guyana, among Indian people, certainly. And he said, man, he only interested in education, you know. He wants to go to university. So the guy said, that's perfectly okay.
Oh, that's
so
good.
there are these lovely stories. This is one of the many, many, many stories. And
I thought that he preferred one over the other. Somebody's ankles were or legs were too fine, or the other way around.
That sounds like a story your mother would have told. But I'll tell you another story. I graduated in 1971 from university here, and the year before, I went back to Guyana on a holiday in order to see what the situation was like. And my father said, whatever you do, if you can not come back to Guyana, don't come back because the situation is really bad. And the day you came to it, the day before I was leaving to come back to England, he arranged for a young lady from across the river to come and have lunch. Do you remember that, Sharina? And I'm sure you and Doreen invited yourselves to lunch. So there we are. Farida had cooked lunch, and Farida, Daddy, Doreen, Sharina, me, and this poor girl. And then Sharina and Farida had cooked beef and chicken. And she offered the girl beef, and she said, I don't eat beef because I'm a Hindu. Yeah, and afterwards I said to my father, why do you want me to get mine? Because, oh yes, that was the first time I'd been back to Ghana after my mother had died, because when I went into the house, that's the first time I, in a sense, missed her because she wasn't there. And then, and it's the first time also that my father ever spoke to me about women. And he sat down, we sit down in rocking chairs and talk into the night. And he would say, when you graduate, you must settle down. I said, yeah, okay. I knew what he was saying. I said, okay, I'll settle down. He said, you know, you need to buy a house. I said, yeah, okay, I'll buy a house. And then he said, oh, you know, you need somebody to look after the house. I said, yeah, I got a housekeeper. He said, I knew where he's going with this. And eventually he said, and then he said, you know, housekeeper, you need somebody to make a home. So I said, you mean a wife? And he can say, yeah, I suppose so. And he's squirming, and, you know, and then he said, oh, this girl across the river, this is the one who he invited. And he told me her name, and I said, well, she's a Hindu. And he said, that doesn't matter. He said, you marry whoever you want to marry, but I prefer for you to marry an Indian woman from Guyana, not an Indian woman from Trinidad or whoever. And I said, but she's Hindu. He said, man, that doesn't matter. And that's when he said, you'll invite her for lunch. And this poor girl had to come and sit down, turn down the beef. So that's the first and only time he ever talked to me about women. And I really had him squirming, because in our family, I don't know about the rest of you, we always teased one another non-stop all the time. We had nicknames for everybody. Uncle Mohid was the gas. Uncle Hanif was the Panama Kid. Uncle Kadim was the, what was he? Rome. Because he always talked about going to Rome. And Daddy was only known as AS, his initials. And I was known as the rabbit, and Duffy was known as the bat, and Fifi was known as the crow. Don't ask me why. And I don't know what Jeff was known as.
Well, that's ironical about the whole thing with Muslim, because based on Georgette's book, our ancestry comes from blood-wise comes from the Hindu family, and the Gopier was only adopted by Muslims. So technically.
Yes, but then he sort of married into Muslim families who would have come. And, but anyway, those are some of the sort of lovely stories.
Yeah. See, the stories like that, that's, you know, the nicknames would have been cute to, you know, stick in there or whatever. So we all got to pencil it in our book. Donald's going to read the book.
Yeah, most definitely. So Hussein, how did you get to name Tootsie?
Apparently, and remember, I'm the last of 6.
Yes.
And when I was a little baby in the crib, Doreen, Sharina's mother, would come and play with my fingers and toes and say, Tootsie, 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 with my fingers and toes. And that's how I got the name.
Tootsie
All of us,
Bootsie,
my
and then
father gave
Tootsie
all
got
of his
left.
sons the same first name.
Right.
It should all have been Hussein. So you had Hussein Azizuddin, Hussein Firozuddin, Hussein Nizamuddin, and Hussein Musnabin. That's me. That's why we all had the nicknames of Tootsie, Duffy, Fifi. Doreen was Hasmat Hanum, which is called Doreen. And Mitzi was Taufatul Nisa. And she was called.
Well, I was told that the girls, they didn't want anybody to steal their name. So that's why my aunt, Bibi Aisha, was known as, I can't remember right now, but Baby. And then Latufa, they called her
Sister.
Sister. Yeah, because then nobody wanted anybody to steal their names. And I ended up with that name. Someone can have it because I'm not crazy about the name Latufa. So anybody want to steal it? Here it is. Okay. No one wants it.
Not yet. Maybe next time. Maybe next time then. Maybe next time. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So that was...
we haven't been able to hear from the newly married couple for a little while. So let's hear. They just moved and had lots of challenges. Can we hear from Dara and Pamela? Unmute.
She says that's us.
Well, she had us on mute. So, like I said, Pam and I got married last June after dating, about 6-7 months. But as most of you can relate, as you get into your 50s, so I tell everybody when we were dating in dog years because you have to speed everything up, right? But no, I think as you get older, your needs and your wants are different. We knew what we wanted. We're really great friends with each other. We have a lot of fun. As you guys know, when you met us in Aruba last year. So we were living in Virginia, the southwestern part of the state, and she got talking to one of her coworkers because we were getting ready to buy a house that became available up the hill from us. So her coworker goes, well, why don't you check out Huntsville? Or asked Pam if she'd ever been to Alabama. And she goes, no. She goes, well, you need to check out Huntsville, Alabama. There's a lot of opportunities there as far as employment, quality of life, cost of living. So we came down last September, one weekend. We checked the place out. We met with a realtor. We met with a local builder. We fell in love with the place, and I have a dog bone in my lap. And so on the way back to Virginia on Sunday, we had the discussion because we had a 6.5-hour drive. So we had plenty of time to discuss it. So we decided, well, we're young enough. If we want to make this move, let's do it, get a fresh start, get away from the exes and everything. So a month later, we were in Huntsville. And we just recently moved into our new home because it was being built. There's a housing shortage here because of the amount of people that are moving to the area. So it's nice to finally get settled in, create our home. And we're both working from home right now because of the COVID. But my plant that I work in is 5 minutes down the road, so that's convenient. But I've only been in there once just to pick up some equipment about 3 weeks ago. Pam works from home. She works for my old company that I used to work for, and she's their employee engagement manager. Is that what your title is? And I'm a senior program manager. I'm working on the United States Marine Corps' new helicopter. We're providing communications equipment. So that's us in a nutshell.
And I haven't said that much because I don't sound anything like any of you guys. You sound so great, and I sound so country.
But Pamela, did he go down on bended knee?
He certainly did.
Yeah, they had to have two people help me back up.
I remember. It was beautiful.
But before she said yes, she had to yank him back up.
I have two things to tell you. One is Richard still with us? Anyway, this couple was celebrating their 50th wedding anniversary in a little village in Wales, Richard. And the local reporter went down for a human interest story. So he went up to the guy, the wife was surrounded by a whole host of people, and he went up to the guy and he said, "Tell me, sir, what's the secret of a long and successful marriage?" And the guy replied, "Yes, dear."
Mm-hmm.
Yes, dear.
Yes, yeah, that's right.
I like it.
Yeah. That's how it is.
And the other one, Iqbal, you never went to school in Trinidad, did you?
I think I went to, Abdul and I went to Dolphin Government School. That was, I do remember that.
In Trinidad, in primary schools, they have what they call their denominational schools, what we call faith schools. And I was near San Fernando and I went to a school called Marabella Boys EC School, EC standing for English Church. And inevitably, the inspector of that school would be the local priest, not a sort of government inspector. And of course, he would come in, and it would be a he, not a she, unannounced. And the only thing the inspector would be interested in is the kid's knowledge of religious knowledge. So one day, in walked Father Michael, walked into this class, and the teacher knew who he was, and he said, boys, Father Michael is here, I'd like to ask you some questions. So Father Michael asked, who blew the trumpet that caused the walls of Jericho to fall down? And he pointed to this little Tommy Smith who was reading a Superman comic under the desk, as one does. And he said, yes, sir. He said, who blew the trumpet that caused the walls of Jericho to fall down? And little Tommy Smith panicked and he looked around and he said, don't know, sir, it wasn't me. Well, the priest was not at all happy and he went storming into the headmaster's office and he said, look, I walked into this classroom, asked this Tommy Smith who blew the trumpet that caused the walls of Jericho to fall down. He said, it wasn't him. So the headmaster said, look, calm down, sit down, have a cup of tea. He said, I know that Tommy Smith very well, and he's a very truthful boy. And if he said he didn't blow the trumpet, I believe him. So the priest was so happy. So he wrote to the Minister of Education explaining the situation. And the minister wrote back and said, look, we don't want any problems between the headmaster and the inspectorate. Just rebuild the wall and send us the bill.
That's good.
Okay, I
like
tell you a song that my grandmother used to sing. I don't know, because it would be good to know songs from childhood. It was mongoose like rice and pumpkin, baguette like cornflower dumpling, sly mongoose, your name gone abroad, sly mongoose. Anybody know that song?
Yeah, I only know it from I didn't know the first two lines, but I know it all. I know it's starting from Sly Mongoose.
It goes mongoose like rice and pumpkin, baguette like cornflower dumpling, sly mongoose.
They must have dropped those two lines because I sing in a group that sing those folk songs, and they definitely start from. But maybe because they're making a medley, they dropped some of them. But
yes, they messed it up. That's the way Grandma taught it. Mongoose like rice and pumpkin, baguette like cornflower dumpling. Learn it. We'll sing it together.
Well, one of the songs I learned at school, in kindergarten, in Dutch school, we'd stand there, we say, Zachen, wieder wachen. Jan komt thuis om boterham te vragen. Moeder was niet thuis, vader was niet thuis. Piep zijn de meis in de woordenhuis.
There we go. Stuff like that. So you learned that in
Sharina knows it. How come?
What language?
That was Dutch.
Ah, I want to learn that. I want to learn that.
And then there's Papiamento, which the native song for Aruba was sang, right?
Which is what?
Aruba Dushima. I can't remember all the words.
Dushi means sweet, right? Dushi, sweet.
Or my dear, or something like that. But some affectionate, whatever. But I'm not going to sing that right now.
No? Okay.
Yeah.
And was it in Aruba or was it in Curacao that they had the Campo Alegre?
It's in Caracas, was Campo Alegre.
Which means Camp of Happiness?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, not camp, but outdoor area.
In Lago Heights, they had what they called BQ accommodation, bachelor quarters, because lots of people came from different parts of the English-speaking West Indies, and if it wasn't a family, they put them up in these BQ accommodation. So they had all these men there and no women, so they had they brought in prostitutes from other islands into this camp that they called Campo Alegre.
Oh, Campo Alegre was a school that I went to in Caracas, so that's totally different. Yeah, I can imagine. That must have been a very Campo Alegre, yes.
But we always called it BQ, and they all had, and we had 3 post office numbers, one in Oranjestad, one in St. Nicholas, and one in Lago Heights. And the one in Oranjestad was PO Box 678, and the one in St. Nicholas was, I can't remember, the one in Lago Heights was 519 or something like that. Anyway, these are all sort of bring back stories, and Yasmin has lots of stories to tell when her uncle was trying to get her to stay on the straight and narrow when she went to Paris.
No, I don't. I've forgotten all of them. I'm such a forgiving type of girl.
You lost your passport, didn't you?
It was stolen in Paris, yes. I've lost my passport several times because I have this foreign name and a Norwegian passport. It's very valuable, actually.
You know, Georgette, when you're talking about stories, and he mentioned the bachelor quarters, it is my understanding, this is just a story I've heard, that in Aruba, they had all these bachelors that they brought from Guyana and Trinidad, all the English-speaking Caribbean countries, because it was an American refinery there. And I guess after a while, they figured that these guys need to have some girls around. So they brought over some girls from Colombia, I think it was. And they had very, very long hair, very, very long hair. And they would sometimes sleep on a jute bag like the rice bag or whatever. But Aruba being very arid, they had a lot of centipedes. So sometimes a centipede or 2 might get caught in that long hair. That's just a story I used to hear. So I can't imagine that, but.
I remember Mommy and Daddy saying when they first moved to Aruba, they were not living in Lago Heights, they were living in Kabay, somewhere down there. And when Daddy took his shirt off the hook in the morning, he had to look under the collar because there would be a centipede under the collar.
Yeah.
Because Aruba, of course, is very dry.
And now my daughter has moved to Barbados, and where she's living, they have many centipedes that come to visit. And they make me run and hop in a manner that I didn't know I knew to do.
So, Sharina, so fond memories then?
I only heard those in stories.
Oh, okay.
But I'll tell you another story quickly, and then I may have to go. When I was living in Guyana, and the family was still living in Aruba, and I'd go home on holidays. So when I was about 12, I guess I was old enough to babysit. So they would leave Vashti home, and my parents would go out there in Bridge or whatever they went to. And Vashti would be sleeping in her bed, but she had long hair, and I hate to see people sleeping on their hair. I like to pull it up, right? So it's not, you know. So she was sleeping on her hair, and I thought that I would just go and pull the hair up, lift her head up, and pull her hair up because I felt it would be uncomfortable. When I lifted her head, I saw a scorpion all curled up right under there in the pillow. So I just gently put her head back and left it there.
Oh.
I think one of the things that scorpions are attracted to, I believe, is pee. So, you know, she was a little girl and, you know, the bed might have been, I don't know. So I just waited. When my parents got home, we didn't have cell phones and telephones in those days. When they got home, I told them, they couldn't believe it. I know my father said to my mother, okay, I'm going to pick her up. So he picked Vashti up and threw her to my mother. And then he killed the scorpion. I didn't disturb it because I didn't know who it would run to. But that happened.
Oh,
wow. Wow.
Sharina, you're only now telling me that scorpions are attracted to pee?
That's what I heard. I'm a Scorpion. I'm not necessarily attracted to pee, if that's where you're going.
Like a nesting kind of thing. So one story that I know in Guyana, I don't know, Donald, I had always heard this story that they were, Latufa, my mother was holding your father, Fred, and they were looking out the window, and by accident, Fred squiggled and he fell the 2 stories out of the house, and he wasn't injured. So I had heard that story of how Latufa dropped Fred.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, I heard the story too. Okay.
But I'll give you a last story and then I'm going. You know, my surname is Anamuntadu.
Oh, yes.
Which is a long name. So the other part of the story is my father was not very high on a sense of humor.
So that's where you get it from.
So they went, there was a club in the Lago Heights in the refinery area, which only people working there could be members of. So it was a birthday party was being had for my father's brother, and he told him that he had ordered some ice cream from the club and if he could pick it up because he was living close by. So my father went and asked the barman, "Do you have an ice cream order from Anamuntadu?" And the guy said, "No." So my father said, "You sure?" The guy said, "No." So my father called the manager and said, "You know, my brother called and he placed an ice cream order a couple of weeks ago, and now I've come to pick it up." And the guy said he doesn't have it. So the manager went to the guy and said, "Don't you have an ice cream order from Mr. Anamuntadu?" And the guy said, "Yes, I do." He said, "But you just told this gentleman that you didn't." He said, "Oh, I thought he asked me if I had an ice cream order from a month ago."
That's good.
I'll tell you another quick story. My mother came up here in Canada.
Go for it.
And she was making, in those days when you were making an overseas call, you had to make it person to person.
Mm-hmm.
So she was calling Auntie Mitzi in Paris. And so she called and she said, you know, this is, I'm trying to make a person to person call, you know, to my sister. So he asked what was her name, my mother's name. And she said, Doreen Anamuntadu. She had to spell it out. And he said, "And who are you calling?" And she said, "Mitzi Booger Bullets." And he says, "Lady, you got to be kidding." So this was in the early 70s. So all these names that are now becoming common were not there then.
Right? This is a true story in Georgetown, Guyana, which is laid out on the grid principle, and it's as flat as a pancake, and it was devised and designed by the Dutch. Everybody cycles. And one of my friends is called John Smith. And the thing in Georgetown is always police would stop you for jumping traffic lights or jumping major roads. And he jumped a major road and the policeman stopped him. And he said, "Right, I want your name." And he said, "John Smith." He said, No, I want your real name." He said, "My name is John Smith." And the guy was going to arrest him for giving him false information. So he had to give him a made up name. So I don't know what happened, you know. And the other one was that a policeman, and I don't know if it was him or somebody else, stopped this guy in Carmichael Street to charge him for jumping a red light or whatever on a bicycle. And he couldn't spell Carmichael Street, so he had to take him down to the next street that he could spell.
There's a joke called Fred. You have to Google it. It's rather lengthy, but it's hilarious.
But they say in all countries, the ones who are not the brightest become policemen and policewomen.
Oh, that's scary.
No, the joke about Fred is like, I thought that there was somebody whose name was Sikh Sahid Samsuddin Al-Husseini Mohammed Hanif, and they called him Fred. Who is that person? That's a real person, Sikh Sahid Samsuddin Al-Husseini Mohammed Hanif.
You certainly learned that whole name.
Yeah, but I mean, I thought it was a real relative that, you know, that he took the nickname Fred. Sikh Sahid Samsuddin Al-Husseini Mohammed Hanif, or was that made up?
Not sure. I've never.
I don't know. That's not what I was talking about, but that's nice to know.
It sounds like somebody really wanted to punish that child.
Richard's got his hand up.
Donald?
Yes.
Goodbye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
I have to leave you.
Bye-bye.
Lovely to see you.
Nice time talking
Take care,
to you.
Yasmin.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
I'm going to go as well.
Okay, Sharina, before
Bye,
you go,
darling.
there's one story I must tell you. When my parents moved from Aruba to Guyana in 1960, I was at school in Trinidad, and then I moved across to Trinidad. I'm from Trinidad to Guyana. And my first day at school in Georgetown was a maths class, and the teacher was a Chinese guy called Yap, Y-H-A-P. And his nickname was Balance, because he always talked about balancing equations. And he came in and everybody stands up and, you know, and he's sort of archetypally inscrutable. And he said, sit down. And then he looked out of the window, and one of the guys had come in with a haircut as if somebody had put a bowl on his head and just went straight around, and we were all teasing him about that. And he's sitting there. And this is my opening class in my first day in Ghana, at Queen's College, which Sharina knows. And he said, and he had a slight stutter, and he said, Ma, Kenneth. I said, yes, sir. And he is a cricket analogy. And he said, when a ball short outside the off stump, and the batsman gets back on the back foot and cracks it square with the wicket, what shot, you know, using the Guyanese vernacular, he said, what shot you call that? And Kenneth said, a square cut, sir. He said, right. We're trying to tell Croft, this is a guy with a pudding bowl haircut, is there something called a square cut? And that set the tone for the wonderful teachers I had at QC. I don't know if the teachers at Bishop's High School were, which was the sister school that Sharina went to. And we had two Latin masters would go out and get drunk and converse in Latin. No characters like that, Sharina?
No.
At Bishop's?
Our teachers didn't go and get drunk, first of all.
How boring.
Yeah.
Mohead? Donald Mohead, I'm leaving now.
Okay.
So I know you're going to miss that long, lengthy Nick, Donald, and Sharina conversation, but I'm sure you can have it with Hussein.
Yeah.
So
yes.
I'm going to have to go now, guys, because
Okay.
I arranged an appointment for something and I pushed it, and now I'm really pushing it. So I'm going to have to go.
Well, it's good to see you there, Sharina. You take care.
Nari, bye.
Okay, you look
Linda,
well,
bye.
Sharina. Nice hair,
And-
son.
Nice talking to you.
Bye-bye.
We'll talk 3 o'clock in the morning or whenever.
Yes.
I also have to go.
Nice
Richard. Okay, bye-bye.
Thanks.
See you, Nari. Okay.
Bye-bye.
Okay,
Bye-bye.
bye-bye. I don't know how to leave. How do I leave?
There's a little button in the corner.
Bottom
Oh,
right.
it says end.
Just pull the plug.
Bottom right hand, Sharina.
There she
I
found
have
it.
to leave as well. I am so cold. I have to go and light the fire.
Oh, well,
I can't feel my fingers and toes.
well, do you know, Linda, that you're in space at this moment? That's why it's cold, right?
Yeah. Well, you know what they say about space. Nobody can hear you.
That's why I put on the sun and there's just the waves behind me, because I can feel the sea breeze and the warmth and everything. So you need
Well,
to come.
I found the waves, when I put the waves behind me, very distracting, actually.
Oh,
Although I
dear.
do like that one. So
Okay.
that's why, this is where my head's usually at anyway, is out of space. So I thought it was apt.
But you know, Linda, yeah, I can control the volume of the waves, so that's okay. That's what I have right here.
Nice.
It is good to see you.
Take care, Linda.
Linda, you haven't picked up a Scottish accent.
No.
I try not to.
No. Ach, no.
So it's still very northern.
21 years I've been here in Scotland. 21 years. So I don't think I'm going to pick up any accent. No. Except I do forget English words. Some of the words we have in Scotland, they don't have an equivalent in English.
But that used to happen to you when you were 18, 19.
I'm going. Bye.
for another day, huh? You can share that with us for another day.
Take care.
Bye.
Yeah.
Right, I think I will depart because, I mean, I made a great sacrifice. I was supposed to umpire today and I cried off. and test match is on, and I haven't watched it for the last, how long have we been on? Egads.
Couple of hours at the most.
2.25 hours.
There you go. That's okay. I'm sure you'll be able to get into the third innings or something like that in there, Uncle.
Well, Nick, thanks for arranging this, and it's good to see you all. And hello, Nari. I've discovered a new relative.
Yes, thank you, Hussein. Thanks for those stories. And I went to school in Trinidad too, in Samoa.
In Sawa, as they say, Sawa. And did you learn any calypsos?
It's spelled Juan, but it's pronounced
but
Samoa.
They say Sawa. You didn't learn any calypsos while you were there?
Yes, a lot.
I will tell you, I'll sing you, before you go, I'll sing you one calypso. When I was in Trinidad, in 1956, when they had the Calypso King contest, you must have heard of a calypsonian called the Mighty Sparrow.
Yeah.
And he's a brilliant composer and singer. And they would have the Calypso King contest live on radio. We didn't have telly in those days. And he started singing a song called Gina and Dinah. And the chorus was, Dinah, Rosita, and Clementina, Ralph Former posing, bet your life is something they're selling. When you catch them broken, you can get them all for nothing. Don't make a row. The Yankees gone and Sparrow take over now. And they banned that from the radio. And the thing, I must tell you another one, which is slightly, in Trinidad, the Americans had a base in Chaguaramas, in the northwest of the island. And the then chief minister, who was Eric Williams, who subsequently became the prime minister, led a march. They wanted to take back Chaguaramas to Trinidad. So they had a flag. He went with the flag. And I was living in Marabella, but would go to the countryside to a place called Claxton Bay, a farmer's family. And it's a classic extended family, 2 brothers and a sister and nieces and nephews. And there were about 12 or 14 of them living in this house. And the sort of patriarch was a grim guy who worked in the refinery in Pointe-a-Pierre. He never spoke. And his daughter, who was a spinster, he'd come home, she would cook, he would eat, and he would sit down. And for him, the important thing was listening to the news at 6 o'clock on radio. So we were all assembled, sitting there, swatting mosquitoes like nobody's business, and you had to remain absolutely silent while the radio news was on. And they were talking about this Eric Williams leading this demonstration to Chaguaramas with the flag. And he said, and the announcer said, and he planted the flag in whatever, and he didn't hear. And he turned around, and one of the brothers didn't hear it. And in Trinidad, they use the word juk for plant or stick. You know, they say juk him with a knife. So this brother turned to everybody and said, where he juked the flag? So nobody dared say anything. And he kept saying, he said to me, he said, Tootsie, where he juked the flag, man? And mum is the word. And he kept saying, where he juked the flag? And of course the news is continuing. And this older brother said, he juk it up his ass. And we didn't dare laugh. This man wouldn't come out to something like that. He said, what did I say? But these are all the funny stories with all the strange people one met. They weren't blood relatives. In fact, they were the people who were responsible, that family, for Duffy and myself going to school in Trinidad.
Yes. Yes. So your name is Tootsie?
My nickname is Tootsie, yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Are you going to treat me differently now? Yes, but I now sort of, gave up Tootsie. It's only members of the family because I sort of use Hussein here. So it's very funny. Chris's nieces call me Uncle Hussein, and Sharina and the others call me Uncle Tootsie. So I feel I'm kind of split personality.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. So Mitzi is your sister?
Correct.
Where is she?
She died 3 years ago.
Oh, sorry to hear that. Okay.
I'm the last one of the 6 children of the Syed branch.
Yes, yes. You know, so
Abdul Syed is your dad.
Correct.
Okay. You know what? What my mom told me to call him when I was a little girl. I couldn't pronounce the word Dada, so my mom was trying to teach me call him Dada, and I was saying Ada. So I grew up calling him Ada.
All right. Okay. Because your mother's name was Zubida, who I knew. And she had a brother called Yunus.
Yusuf.
Yusuf.
Yes.
Is he still around?
He was the first one to pass away in his 40s.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
So in terms of our respective ages, Richard, you were 52?
56.
56. Time fly. And Donald, you are
4.
4. And Daryl, you are 56.
I'll be 59 in November.
All right. And Nick, you will be?
I'll be 56, actually 57 in September.
Oh, right.
So we're old. Bunch of old guys.
At least 20 years then. I'll be 75 in September. I said look out for the rockets and fireworks
Like I said,
and the hot air balloons, wherever you are.
Well, you've hardly aged from the last time I saw you, so this is good news.
Oh, right. That's because I have a good woman looking after me.
There you go. There you go. Said the right things.
Met you.
Yeah, go ahead, Nari.
Nari, yes.
So Tootsie, which part in England? I visited Edmonton. Which part are you in?
Well, Edmonton is in London, and we lived in London for 40 years, but now we live in York, which is 200 miles north of London.
Oh, okay. And Iqbal, you're in Edmonton?
Yeah, I'm in Edmonton, Alberta, in Canada. I'm over on the West Coast. And Hussein, when I used to live in England, I remember Hussein and Chris used to live over by Shepherd's Bush, by the BBC studios. They used to live around the corner from there. And when I visited their home for the very first time, Hussein was doing some amazing work to his home, like a lot of renovations too as well. And I was very impressed with what they turned a small home into a kind of like a doctor's TARDIS inside. It was actually a good sized home. I didn't even realize how big it was.
Being the same size.
Yeah, it was. I was impressed. I did not know that their home was so big. But yeah, Shepherd's Bush was. I remember where you were at before you moved.
Well, we
out.
sold up in 2013 and moved here. And what you could get, what we got there, we were able to buy a house here, and a big house. I don't know, ask me why we want a bigger house, and a flat which we let out.
Oh, good for you. Good for you. We have to visit. I know. I said when I come over to England next time, I want to come and see you and Linda, because we haven't seen you guys. And I'm actually thinking maybe I'll talk to Aisha, Donald, Daryl, Richard, you guys who are still on the Navy. Maybe we might try and see if we can do a reunion in York.
Yes, I mean, you're welcome, Nick, you're welcome to visit us. I mean, our rates are pretty reasonable.
Oh, that's good to hear. Yep. I'll remember to bring the maple syrup with me.
Good.
Yes.
Okay,
definitely.
Goodbye all, and take care.
You too, Hussein.
See you guys.
Lovely to see you.
And you. And thanks for arranging it, Nick.
Oh,
Yeah, thanks, Nick. This is awesome. When do we think we'll do it again?
Next week.
Donald, keep us posted.
Always, yeah.
Right,
no, he
Donald?
always, yeah. That's good.
Donald, you'll keep us posted.
I will. Yes, I will.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I think one of the things we'll be doing is maybe closer to the Christmas season, we might try and do a holiday get together to invite everybody again. Same thing. I think, like you said, it's great. Like I know you said this, Donald, that you love just listening to the history in our family, and just sit back and put the earphones on and just listen and to all the stories. It's great. It's good stuff too as well. And like and then meeting you, Nari, it's a pleasure meeting you, part of the family. So it's definitely for all of us to keep in touch. And what I've done is I've recorded our Zoom meeting, and I'm going to play around with it, as in making sure it's all saved and everything. Hopefully, touch wood, I don't do anything wrong and delete it. And I want to send it out to everybody who participated too as well. Send it by email, or maybe I'll just ask for the link through your email or WhatsApp or something like that. And then everybody can kind of play back to their heart's content and to listen to it as well, because there was a lot of information, like Georgette was asking about, and I perfectly understand what she was coming at. And I think, I know you, Richard, you were also interested in trying to find more on your family side as well. Was that correct?
Yeah. Well, that was there as well. Is that I got the family tree done for the Katims.
Good.
Most of it's done. Just needs to be formatted a bit more. So I've done that. So
Good.
I'll have to share all the Katims together. So
Yeah.
just got it all formatted.
Nice work. I do remember meeting. Would it be your dad or grandfather? Might be your grandfather. Kid, when I was younger, because Hussein introduced me to him, and he was living in I remember, in the east part of London, if I remember right, and we drove over.
They live near Kilburn.
Right, okay. That's correct, yes. It's a little further up from Shepherd's Bush, you're right.
They lived at 69 the Avenue.
Oh, you remember it? Oh, okay, way to go.
Yeah, I've been there many times.
And I remember meeting him.
Because I don't know if you remember, we lived in Scotland from 71 to 75.
Oh, no, I didn't know where you were before, because I didn't know your side of the family. I just knew the side of the family when I was younger. And then all of a sudden, when we learned about Gopia, Hussein was the one who was doing the family tree following. He gave me all the sheets and everything. And then Yasmin and I, when we touched base, we started passing the information on to Georgette. And so Yasmin had more of the information, what she passed on to Georgette. So I didn't know I didn't even know you, Richard, Donald, Daryl. I didn't even know any of you guys that was part of the Gopia tree. So, I mean, on that tree as well, there are others there that we haven't been in touch with, and it's just out of curiosity. If we do some digging, we might find something and be able to sort of hook up some of their family members, hopefully.
Yes.
So,
Richard, I'm putting my email address in the chat. Can you send me that Kadam tree that you have?
I can send that to you, Dal, and you can have a look at it. And then you can do the necessary corrections on it as well, because I haven't got the full facts for your sisters and that.
Okay.
So you got Golf Rocker, yeah?
Golf N. There's an N.
Golf and Rocker.
Yeah,
nice one.
Those are the two things I love.
So
I play golf and I love my rock and roll.
Right. So how was the golf course over at the Divvy?
It was hot that day. And then, when you go to these vacation spots, you get a lot of people that are trying things for the first time, such as trying to play golf, that have no clue what the hell they're doing.
Right. Yep. That's
true. Here I'm trying to get done so I don't burn up. And I should have went early in the morning.
Yeah, usually early morning is a better time to go. If the sun doesn't get so hot.
I was trying to save a little bit of money because it's cheaper in the afternoon, and that's why, because it's blazing hot.
Blazing hot, yeah. Agree.
And actually, it wasn't really a great course for a resort course. I was kind of disappointed.
Oh, was it? Okay. Was it an 18-hole golf?
No, it was only a 9-hole course.
Oh, 9-hole. Okay. That sounds good. So That's good. Well, thanks, guys, for coming on board. I really appreciate everybody who's managed to get on. I'm going to record this and send this out to everybody. Nice meeting you, Nari, as well. And where is it that you live at the moment?
I have five. It's five of us. It's I have three brothers and another sister. Three of them in New York and one in Canada.
Oh, okay. Okay. Wow. That's a big growing family right there. So good.
Mary, are you on Facebook?
I'm on Facebook. I put my number in the chat if anybody want to stay in touch. So I'm so glad we got together. Like I never knew anyone and I'm so happy. And I think I'm the last one in our family. So I don't know anyone. So I'm so happy we got together like this. And we're all cousins and I would love for us all to keep in touch with each other and keep it going. And so Pamela, she's not there, but I see it's one of my cousins. Your wife said she sounded so country. So I speak to people across the United States from different states all the time. So I'm used to that. So tell her don't feel too bad. I love the accent.
Yeah, she's where she's from is a real small town in the southwestern part of Virginia, which is we're all rural. So
every day I speak to almost every state, so I'm speaking to some. Quite used to that. I love it. But I am cooking, so I gotta go. It's nice seeing everybody. I put my number in the chat, and we'll talk again. Let's do this again soon, Donald.
Yeah.
Let's get together as a family. Okay. Thank
We'll
you.
definitely.
Well, send us friend request on Facebook.
Yes. Nice meeting you. My other cousin, Kadim. Nice meeting you, Iqbal. Donald, who else is here? Adams. That's your first name?
Daryl.
Daryl Adams. Nice to meet you all, okay? So take care. I gotta run, okay?
You too. Take care, Dory.
Bye. Bye.
Yeah, you can go to my Facebook page, and I think I'm friends with everybody except for Hussein.
Okay.
That was on the call today.
All right.
Reach out that way.
Right. I'm not too sure if he's on Facebook, but we could try and check and see if he is. That's for sure.
I noted his email. I'm going to write him since he is extremely knowledgeable on the family tree to get some updates. I was looking at Georgette's book here online, and there's lots of information that could be filled in, and I'm sure he could help.
Yes, definitely. I think him and Lyle.
She talked about if she had enough more information to do a second book. So I don't know if we're there yet.
The addendums.
We're getting there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Donald, when you coming to Huntsville?
That's a good question. I don't know. Right now, work is very busy. Doing the railroad permits for the engineering company that I'm working with. It's not slowed down, with COVID. The railroads have to keep going, and the gas and the electric companies are obviously basic essentials. So.
Yep. Yeah, we're busy too. My work hasn't slowed down.
Yeah. So you haven't been to many concerts lately, have you?
The last one we went to was back in December here in Huntsville. We saw Mannheim Steamroller. Have you ever seen them?
I haven't, but I'd like to.
They were excellent. I didn't know a lot about them. I'm glad we went. Pam's daughter and her friend were here for the week, so the four of us went. It was good. Yeah, we haven't done much. Except move into the house and try to get it set up, and so.
Yeah, Cheryl, show me the.
You're moving where? You're on mute.
Yeah, no, I'm moving over at the end of this year. I'm going over to White Rock, BC. That's the area I'm looking at, either Langley, White Rock, Abbotsford, in that area.
Is that near Vancouver? Or?
Yes, it's actually just south of Vancouver.
Because that's one of the places I've always wanted to go visit was Vancouver.
Yeah. Well, they say even though Vancouver is very metropolis now, I mean, it's a beautiful city. It's got a lot going for it in there. It's Victoria you want to go out to, that on the island. That's the place to go to. I've never been myself, but a lot of my friends and so people who have moved out there, they said, Victoria's the place to go. But when we went down to White Rock, my fiance, she loved that place, and when we went down, I fell in love with it. And now, because of the two province that I'm in, I should say the province currently I'm in, it's difficult finding the job in the field that I'm doing. So when I checked in BC, they're like, when are you coming? Is the question I get asked. So which is kind of good. I have to go where the job takes me. So I think that's going to be something promising to be out there. So come next January or so on, I'll let everybody know my new address and new location and everything else too as well. So right now we're just finishing up our summer, or just dealing with the summer here and with work and everything else that I'm doing. And then from there, we're going to start planning the move as well. So it'll be an exciting
When's the wedding?
When's the wedding? Oh, not yet. I haven't really decided on the wedding. So between the lady and I, we will decide when that time is going to be set. So when it happens, we'll let you all know, of course. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. That's very good. And it was good to see your son there, Donald. I know DJ was on there for a short while. It was nice of him to stop in and say hello. It's kind of nice as well. So
he had to go eat.
Yeah. Yeah, but he does a lot of that. He was enjoying that. But yeah, I was looking at the pictures of of some of the ones I meant to share it with everybody earlier on, so I forgot to do that. But I think because listening to the stories, Hussein, Georgette, and the others, it was good. I said, let's just let them talk. So
that was good.
So we're gonna do that. So yeah, I'm gonna shut down now, and I wish you all a great weekend ahead of you.
You're muted, Richard.
He likes that.
I got a bit of background noise.
Yeah, he's got a party going on at his end of the world there. So I'm surprised he doesn't have a drink in his hand.
Send me an email, Richard.
I've got put on the chat, Donald.
Yeah.
Okay.
Take a look at the chat before I shut down.
I got your email.
Yeah.
I got your email, and you got my email.
Got it. Yeah, I see it now.
Yeah, I'm going to copy this chat.
Arkin.
I'll send you an email anyway, Don. I got your email, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, good.
That was great, Nick, to do this and that
Yeah.
as well. And we tie up around about Christmas time or something. Like you said.
we will. It'll be kind of cool to do that. I'll keep things going on my Zoom conference, and I think it'll be fantastic to do a little holiday season too as well, and still keep the beach weather going, huh?
It'd be nice in the future if we could all meet up again as well. So an appropriate time.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be nice.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I it just came to a thought to myself about York. It's a beautiful city, and it's got a lot going for it as well. And I know Hussein's out there, and Linda's close by, and she's in Scotland. And I was like curious. I'm doing a little bit of check it out and see maybe if because quite a lot of people are over there. So taking a trip out from the U.S., Canada, out to England isn't too bad. And the location is a nice location. I'll check more with it with Hussein, and it will allow Yasmin to come over. It'll allow everybody here on the North America side to go over. Who knows? So
maybe that's something we planned for 22.
Yeah, that definitely could be. Yeah, we could definitely do that. So
because everybody's going to be recovering from all this COVID next year,
right,
and trying to get their lives back together, and hopefully by in a couple of years that we'll be able to do that.
But the UK Kadims, and you got obviously from Norway as well, and yeah, 2022. Don't bank on the weather, Nick.
Oh well, I'm being optimistic. I'm being optimistic. We're gonna try and bring some good weather over, right? So we're gonna look at that one there.
Right.
All right.
All right, you guys.
Anyway,
you guys take care. It's
yeah.
good talking to y'all.
Yeah. Same likewise as well. You have yourself a fantastic weekend. And who is that little guy behind you there, Richard?
Yeah, that's Cheryl's nephew's little boy.
Oh, he's a cute kid there. He's a cute kid. All right. Okay, gentlemen, guys, have a great weekend and fantastic week ahead of you. And we'll see you on the next Zoom. Okay.
All right. Take care.
All the best. Take care.